What up, guys? We are live. So we got the debate that you guys have been wanting. We got Kevin Ray Valder versus not so your everyday Ashley, XOXO, i.e. Ashley. So yeah, this has kind of been, I think, hyped up for the last week. The context is that we were doing a speed dating thing. Ashley was one of the girls. Kevin came on. Ashley, went on a little bit of a, let's just say, monologue about the things she doesn't like Kevin. So we all thought it would be fun to do a debate. So the rules are going to be exactly, basically the same way they always are. I'm the moderator. I'm not going to be involved unless I'm directly referenced. My style of moderating is generally more hands off, so I probably won't do much talking. The only time I will step in is if there's an extreme tangent going on that's totally relevant to the debate, or there's massive amount of interruption. So I'm going to ask both contestants to keep the interruption to a general minimum, but I do want to see a healthy dialogue. Okay, cool. So with that out of the way, let's kick it off to Ashley. So Ashley, do you want to, I guess, start off by just giving your disagreements with Kevin or what you don't like about him? What are the things that, make you not respect him, I guess?
I think that it's kind of a joke that he calls himself a life coach. I've watched a lot of his content, and I think that he's basically using that as an umbrella term to kind of cover all his bases because he's mediocre at many things, but not great at one thing. I also think that he uses it as, sorry, I just exactly said that, what I was trying to say. Basically, I think it's a joke that he says that. I do. I've watched a lot of his content. He contradicts himself constantly, and I don't even understand what it is you try to do. I'm confused. But I guess for the most part, I just feel like you can be quite the hypocrite and again, contradict yourself quite often.
Cool.
Therefore, Kevin, that makes me a beta male, right?
You said it.
So what are the contradictions then? I think first we should define what beta is and also the contradictions. And also, Ashley, I want to feel some more fire from you. You were so fiery and passionate last time. I want to see that again. You're like so serious this time.
I'll get fiery.
Good.
Well, let's clarify. Let's clarify Ashley's position. Do you think that Kevin is actually a beta male?
I guess yes. Like he said, we would have to define it. He's definitely not incredibly dominant, in my opinion. No. Would that be beta?
Well, I don't know. I don't think that.
We're not. The topic of the debate is Kevin Alpha, because that'd be very cringe if I'm like, yes, this is why I'm Alpha. Like that's you automatically invalidate yourself if you have to say that. But what I can claim is that I'm definitely not a beta for sure.
Okay. Well, I don't feel like you're very dominant.
Okay, that's fine. Let's first define what a beta is. So I have my definition of it. I'd like to hear what yours is.
So when
that is the topic of the debate, after all.
I'm sorry?
No, I'm saying that's the topic of the debate. So,
well,
actually, we don't have a topic, Kevin.
Yeah, it's more of a. I shit the boat on that part, but yeah, it's gonna be more of a broad debate. But that's like one of the topics. That's but fine. we're gonna leave it open.
It's just us flinging turds at each other. We can have that. I like doing that.
Sounds good.
As long as it's fun. So that's why I need some more fire from you, Ashley.
I'm getting there.
I'll bring it out in you. Don't worry.
You said you had a question for me about what do I define as beta? I'm assuming you're asking me that because during the actual interaction we had, I did call you a beta male. So that would be why you're bringing that up, I'm assuming, right? It's the first I've heard of it since that night, so I had to go back and think about it. I guess that got to you a little bit there. For me,
not necessarily. I just want to know what you think of it.
I think that you have very poor game. I can't believe. I also have to say, though, that you're not physically my type. So I guess the whole looks thing kind of goes right over my head. And I just actually listen to the words that come out of your mouth, and they're pretty lame. I didn't think you had good game. And I felt like I could call every move you were about to make before you made it. It was so weak. So beta is, I guess, what came out of my mouth. That would be my definition of it for you.
That's fine. So I'll first define what beta is, and then I have a few questions for you. So in my what I believe beta to be is somebody who is driven by fear so much to the point where it prevents him from going after the things that he wants. And I literally teach the exact opposite on my channel, where you should let fear be a guiding compass for you to go after the things you want, and then you overcome it. And that's what it means to be a man. We could make an argument of whether that's what it means to be an alpha, but we definitely know that that's beta males do not do that, right? Beta males, by definition, let fear run their lives. So that's my definition of it. So I'm curious. Let's just go back to what you're saying with the whole thing of, Kevin has bad game. So in order for us to understand what that means, can you define what good game is in your worldview?
In my worldview, good game, I guess, would be somebody that's able to keep up with taking on a group of 3 women and understanding body language before you walk into a shit show unprepared. That would be good game. I don't think that you read the signals very well there, buddy. So I guess immediately I thought, oh, this cocky motherfucker, huh? Because you come into this, you didn't even notice I rolled my eyes at you. I wasn't interested. And you still, you went there, and the game you spit, it was so lame. You used the same pickup lines over and over again. With the other girl, you brought up your ex-girlfriend.
Hold on. What pickup line did I use?
You called us fiery. All of us are fiery.
No.
Yes, you did.
I said that you're fiery, and I said that your friend
is fiery.
Sarah is no. I said that she's the opposite of it. I did not use the word
fiery. You said she's fiery. I have it on video.
No, I didn't. I literally said that she's the opposite of being fiery. I said you were fiery, and I said you're fiery. I'm fiery because we're both Sagittariuses.
Right.
And I said that Sarah's the exact opposite.
No, okay. Alrighty. You guys go look at my channel.
You can roll the tapes. It's on my channel.
It's on mine too.
It is?
I made a tape of it. Yeah.
All right, well.
Of that exact moment.
All right. Well, that's interesting.
Okay. It is.
And so you think that I did a terrible job? You said I couldn't take on all 3 of you. Well, it seemed like the other 2 liked me a lot, to the point where Sarah was like debating you about me. She was taking my side, even though she's your supposed best friend.
She had no idea who you were, and that I had feelings against you.
Oh, so hold on. So that means you just invalidated your argument. You said that you had a preconceived idea of who I already was.
We already talked about
and then therefore you were judging. Hold on.
Kevin. You're not going to trap me up in your little fucking mind game. No.
I'm not playing a mind game. I'm just breaking this down. Ready? So.
Okay. Go for it. Break it down.
I was horny. Well, hey, there you go. I don't know if you guys knew this, but guys with 0 game are actually the most successful in making girls horny. So that explains everything. What were we talking about again? Sorry.
I don't know. You were going on a tangent explaining to me.
You were saying how she said something then.
Oh, yeah. So automatically you're going to be not a good source or a trustworthy source if you already had preconceived notions of who I was before I even opened my mouth.
I understand what preconceived means. Thank you, though. Well, we talked about it that night, actually, Kevin, because you brought that up then. And I said, because I actually know your content, what you're about, that just means that I actually know why I don't like you. It's the other girls that don't know. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. It's not like I have reasons, legitimate reasons for not liking your content and for thinking that you're super lame and cringe.
How do you judge people? Do you judge people off their game off of girls that they already know? Or do you judge a guy when he says, oh, he has good game based off of girls that he just met?
I think
where I come from, that when a guy has good game, it implies that he's good at meeting girls he's never known before.
I think that's part of it. Definitely.
Yeah. So those girls didn't know who I was, and they had a good impression of me. You knew who I was, and you had a bad impression of me based on the fact that you already came to the decision you didn't like me.
May I speak?
Yeah, Kevin, let her just finish that point. Let's just.
So I came into a debate with Alex for the very first time, not liking him either at all, with preconceived notions of how he was and who he was. After watching a lot of, if I may, after watching a lot of his content, I actually realized that I don't dislike Alex at all. And I think he's incredibly intelligent and blah, 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 blah. All the good stuff, right? After watching your content, I felt totally opposite. It's like the more of you I watch, the more nauseated I get.
Like the more stupid that you thought I was. Okay, so fine. Let's talk about that. I think it's interesting at the beginning. You're like, I
Did
don't
I
even
call
know
you
what your
stupid?
content's about. And then later on after that, you're like, I know exactly what your content's about. So which is it?
When
You don't know what my content is about based on
you're
what you
gonna
said at the
have
beginning,
to,
or
you're
you
gonna
know what
have
my
to tell
content
me
is?
what you're talking about. If you're referencing the point in time where I just paused and kind of looked at the camera, that was because I was over it and over talking to you. I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
No, at the beginning you said, I don't even know
At
what
the
your
beginning
content's
of what?
about.
This conversation or the date thing? I'm honestly confused. I don't
This
know.
conversation. This conversation. You said it
Oh,
toward at the beginning. You're like, I don't even know what you're about. And then afterwards, you're just like, oh, well, I know exactly what you're about. So which one is it?
Your debate skill is so fucking lame. Oh my God. I said that your content is so confusing because you don't know what you're about. Your content's all over the place. You don't have a specific niche. That's what I meant by that.
My specific
that
niche
clear
is
it up?
self-development.
I guess you think it is.
I literally say it on my channel. You go on my channel.
I know that you
It says
do.
philosophy, fitness, self-development.
I know. And you have about 85% content of just random dating advice or silly videos about Andrew Tate. So
Really?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Hold on, 85% dating advice? Can you show me which videos that I give dating advice on?
I've made videos, actually. I'm really upset that my laptop crashed because I made 4 videos to show you exactly what I'm talking about and where you contradict yourself.
Well, we can bring them up then.
Okay.
The burden of proof is on you to say like where my contradictions are. You're just like, oh, you're contradicting yourself. I'm like, I don't know where.
I wanted to make it very clear for you and for the audience. So I made videos of it. I'll have to email that to you, Alex.
Oh,
okay. You should be able to bring it up on your end and we can just share it.
Well, I told you that my laptop crashed literally right before I sat down and started this.
Do you remember?
It froze and I do what?
Ashley, do you remember maybe like the highlights from the videos? Maybe you can give them like a verbal summary of like.
Sarah, can you email those videos to Alex? Thank you. Sarah, I'll get them emailed over. And yeah.
I thought you were asking me.
Okay, Sarah, shoot me a text once you email them over and I will try to pull them up.
Yeah.
Come on, Sarah. I mean, not Sarah. Sorry. Ashley, where's the fire? You're being too rational right now.
Okay, I think maybe we can let's kind of direct the conversation.
Is that upsetting for you, Kevin?
Ashley, what are like your what would you say like are the big things that rubbed you the wrong way about Kevin's content? Just like broad picture.
The fact that he calls himself a life coach, I don't really see any evidence of that whatsoever. I just think that's. Okay, so in one of your videos, you actually said that you've coached thousands of people. And I watched that video and you legitimately say and admit, which I thought was so cringe, but you admitted that part of what you're talking about with these thousands of people is when you were personal training at a gym and you would sometimes consult someone. So I'm imagining the guy at Gold's, every time he consults someone to see if they want to sign up for a personal trainer and you're counting thousands of people. And you said part of it is that way. That's like me.
I mean, part of that, yeah, it'll definitely be in the thousands.
That's like me,
but even
excuse me. That's like me babysitting someone's kids and then walking around afterwards saying that I birthed them. Like it doesn't make any sense at all. You consulted someone walking into a gym and they did or did not decide to sign up for a personal trainer. And you're going to count that in your receipts. That's part of what I'm talking about with you, Kevin, that I find you very cringe. That's
my
the
closing
stuff.
rate.
I'm sorry?
My closing rate was like 30-40%, and I saw multiple people per day, and then I'd hand them off to other trainers. So
you have a very
sort of
nice
makes
body,
sense.
and I see that you work on it quite a bit, and that's good. I just thought that particular part of it was super cringe and lame.
Yeah, it's actually my biggest beta male attribute is my physique.
I thought
I don't know if you knew that. Every single beta male tends to have good physiques because they're just coping, right? Because we have to cope so hard, we have to work out.
Well, that's what you say. I mean, looks are most important, and you work very hard on it.
Well, there we go. You see, I got a compliment from Ashley. I did not know that was possible. Amazing.
Eesh.
I'm so flattered right now.
The other thing is that I'm sorry, I didn't know if Alex wanted
go
to
ahead.
continue.
No, go ahead.
And then the main thing other than that would just be that you contradict yourself so much. And I have videos, hopefully we'll get to watch, but you do. I mean, I've heard it and I'm just like, what How did he just say that? Like, you said something completely different in a different video at another point in time. And then watching your debate skills, well, besides the obvious, you also just completely flip switch. Like, you will just change your complete, like, your stance on something almost. You'll almost completely change your ideology just to win an argument. You've said it
Like
yourself.
what?
You get a hard on for
Example,
having
please.
I'm sorry?
Example, please.
Yes, I will show you.
Okay, I think I got the videos from Sarah. So
I don't know what order they're going to be in.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna pull them up. I see 2 videos.
I hope they're contradictions that actually have some depth to them, you know, because it's one thing. Everybody always contradicts themselves with stupid shit. But if it's like very important stuff, like my epistemic beliefs, maybe you'd have a point. But yeah, another thing too with my channel is there's an evolution of my thought. So it's something like, oh, well,
Sarah,
you said this 2 or 3 years ago.
Told you.
Huh?
It's all good.
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I was talking to Sarah. I told her
okay.
that would be your counter argument to what I had to say, but that's fine.
Okay, I got 2 videos. Which one should I play first?
It probably doesn't even matter. I think I've kind of hit on everything.
Okay.
Is Sarah not on my side anymore? Does she not love me anymore?
Sarah still loves you.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's
love you too, Sarah.
Let's crack into this. Okay, so I'm gonna have to. The settings are. Bear with me. I'm gonna have to share the others thing.
I apologize about my technical difficulties. I really do.
That's all good.
That really sucked.
Okay, let me see how to best do this.
Kevin's got to get to bed soon, so we should.
No, I'm fine. I don't know.
Okay, let's play this.
Which is a better strategy?
Wait, is there any feedback on my end?
And being confident and being your true self, right? Or you being a nervous wreck going up to that same girl. Which is a better strategy? That is a bunch of beta males trying to act like alpha males. It's an easy path. It's a shortcut. You don't need to go in and think like, oh, what are the lines that I'm going to use? What's my pickup line or anything like that? If you know that you have what it takes to express yourself and express yourself authentically, because you know you as who you are is not only good enough, but is at least as good as or better than the rest of the competition. The worst advice, life advice you could ever receive is just be yourself. Okay. All right. What's my position on just be yourself, Ashley? I talk about this all the time.
I think that what you mean or what you are trying to convey is that being the best self that you can be, meaning constantly working on yourself, self-improvement. I get the sentiment behind that original video, but you leave yourself open so hard to the contradictions, like all the time. Again,
I talk about this all the time. My entire stance on just be yourself is work to the point where just be yourself becomes good advice, right? Just be yourself is good advice for guys like Alex, guys like myself, assuming that I'm not a beta male, but for guys who are beta males who don't even understand who they are, right? Just be yourself is terrible advice because them in that moment, right? If I say, hey, just be yourself while you're a nervous wreck around a girl, they're just going to continue to be a nervous wreck.
I just think that verbiage is
hold
harmful.
on.
My apologies.
No, it's okay. So what's harmful? What specifically?
I think that verbiage is harmful to just say that just be yourself is some of the worst advice. And in that video too, that female that was on there with you from 2.0 or whatever it was, I really did not like a lot of the things she had to say about that either, honestly. But I know that, again, I believe anyways, from what you put out there with your content, that I kind of feel like you're a hybrid, black pillar in a way almost.
Should different people get different advice based on the stage that they're in their self-development? Yes or no?
100% yes.
Yeah. So guys who are further down the line so guys who are further down the line and are confident in what they have to say and confident in themselves, just be yourself is legitimately good advice. To people who are just starting out and I don't even have a sense of self or self-identity, right? You need to have something to cling on to have confidence. Like, why would you be confident if you don't even understand yourself? The entire point of self-improvement, self-development is to try to understand yourself, right? So once you have a better understanding of who you are, what your values are, Then just be yourself. Fantastic advice. I'm at that point. I believe Alice is at that point. Some of my audience is at that point. But a lot of my audience, and when I'm speaking in a more general sense, when guys are going online to try to find help with life advice, dating advice, whatever, by definition, they're probably not at that point. So for them, just be yourself. Awful advice.
The argument
I talk about that all the time in my videos.
Debate,
and if you watch my videos, you'd understand that. I'm very clear with that.
The argument that you used during that debate was not what just came out of your mouth. You contradicted yourself. You gave bad advice, according to you. During the debate the other night, was it last night? I don't even remember. Last night before, they're all running into each other lately. I've been traveling, but the actual advice, because you were trying to trip up the black pillar guy. And that's what I'm talking about with you. Like, you'll even go so far as to go against what you preach so that you can win an argument. And in that instance,
depends on who I'm talking to. Look, there's nuance with all these things, right? In a debate panel like that, you have like 2 seconds to speak, or else somebody's going to speak over you. But you
do a pretty good job.
Yeah, but I also have to speak fast, and like I can't have like an entire large thing of, like, look, if you look at any person's content, you can find these little contradictions here and there, but when you actually ask them what they think, it doesn't actually line up. Right. And even with that being the case, I still don't think the clips you presented says anything. Right. Because it's based on the audience that I'm talking to.
Watch the other video.
Okay. Let me play the other
4.
one. I only got 2. Maybe tell Sarah to send me the other 2, but yeah, I only got 2.
You think we should do this? Ashley, I think this will solve all of our problems if we just kiss. That's what Augustus thinks at the very least.
Augustus.
Yeah.
Perhaps
he thinks that we should kiss. I think the audience does too. Type 1 in the chat if you guys think that we should kiss and make up. Or as you said in our debate, we should fuck it out. I don't know what the hell that meant. I have questions about that.
You don't know what fuck it out means? You are beta.
I know what fuck it out means, but you apparently don't like me, so why would you want to fuck me?
Oh, here we go.
But the entire point of the white pill is to not become nihilistic and to live a good life and to not kill yourself. Okay. We created the white pill specifically to drive guys to not kill themselves. I think it's going to be really hard for us men. It's crazy that we let some freaking nerd that like just sucked with girls like his entire life and never got good at it. So he's secretly an incel and is still that way.
The point is not that Mark Zuckerberg has a wife. The point is that you use harmful language, basically making fun of an entire. I know it wasn't directed towards everyone, but the way someone could hear language like what you said about being a nerd and being shitty with girls his whole life, it's like, that doesn't sound very life coachy to me.
Is your argument that I was too mean to Mark Zuckerberg, one of the most powerful men who has ever lived? I think he can take my insults, provided that he even heard them in the first place. And look, do certain people who I deem as evil and destructive and bad for the earth, do they deserve some scrutiny? Do they deserve to be name called? Yes. I still completely stand by what Mark Zuckerberg.
You didn't even listen to me. You didn't even listen to me.
I listened to exactly what you said.
You didn't.
I can repeat it back to you.
Then you're just not very smart. Let's help you out a little bit there. So it has nothing to do with Mark Zuckerberg. What it has to do is the type of insults that you threw out there, considering the audience that watches you. That kind of shit I thought was so cringe and so I don't know. I've never heard Alex say something like that, Like, it was just a shitty thing to kind of say. And being like, if I was struggling and I was nerdy and I was not getting any sex ever, and then to hear you, who's supposed to be life coaching me, refer to another man that way, it just makes me think, well, that's what you're saying about all men behind closed doors. Like, that's what you're saying about all of the nerds and maybe some of your fan base even. And I just feel like sometimes you callously say things without thinking of.
No, I'm very careful with my words. Is it an insult if I called Hitler evil?
Do you feel like most of your crowd and your audience that
Hold on,
follows
can
you
you
are
answer the question,
neo-Nazis?
please? I asked you a question. You didn't answer it.
You're asking me a hypothetical and I'm shooting one
Yeah,
right
and it's
back at you.
important.
That's ridiculous.
Hypotheticals are important.
It's
We talked
not
about this in
important
our
because
debate and our whole
if
panel yesterday. They
your
exist for a
fan
reason.
base were neo-Nazis, if your fan base were neo-Nazis, then yes, I would say that that would be a relevant.
Wait, so you think my fan base is incels? Is that your implication?
I can't hear you.
Do you think my fan base is incels? Who's being insulting to my audience, me or you?
I
don't
think that
my
there
fan
are
base
a lot
is
of
incels.
incels. Are you wanting an answer from me, or was that rhetorical?
I'm asking you. Yeah, I don't think my fan base is incels. Do you think my fan base is incels?
Thank you. So what I was going to say is that I think that in content like this, yes, I think that there's a good chance that there are far more incels in your audience than would be watching a Hitler show, for instance, or fucking home and gardening. Yes, I think that the chances of there being more incels in your audience than in someone else's content's audience is pretty high. And I think that you pretending like it isn't and trying to talk circles around this subject, it just proves my point. Like I don't think that you actually stand on any solid fucking ground, you know? Again, I think that you'll talk out of your ass to try to win any argument.
I have very solid ground for my epistemic beliefs, and I can talk about them here. I talk about them on my channel all the time, but clearly you haven't seen them. What's the difference between an incel and somebody who's bad with girls? Hold on. What's the difference between an incel and somebody who's bad with girls?
Well, an incel is involuntarily celibate. They're also very angry towards women. A lot of black pillars, from what I understand, are incels.
So hold on.
They kind of feel hopeless, and
So you just said there's a bunch of black pillars who are angry towards women, and you said that they're part of my audience. I actively preach against that on my channel. To think that my audience is mostly black pillars is hilarious to me. Did you see like the last 2 videos that I posted? It's literally me dunking on black pillars.
Yeah, I know. You debate black pillars all the time.
Yeah. And so you also say that a good majority of my audience is incels, black pillars. Like, what are you talking about? This is why I have no issue dunking. This is why I have no issue dunking on incels, black pillars, because I don't like them.
Yeah, hold up a second. I think Ashley's having some tech issues. Can you hear us now?
Sure.
I can hear you very well now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
We had some storms and the internet went out earlier, and it's sorry about that.
It's all good. Kevin, do you want to repeat your question?
Yeah, I was just saying, you said that, oh, well, I must have, when I asked you if I have, what you think my audience is, you said they're more likely to be that incel crowd, the black pill.
That's
and then asked you to define, hold on. I asked you to define what an incel is.
Me, though. You might as well not continue.
I'm repeating back to you. Okay. I'm repeating back to you what you said.
No, you're not.
Okay, let's hang on. Ashley, do you want to just say again what you said so we can all hear it?
So I said that the likelihood of there being incels among your audience versus someone who did home and garden type content is much higher. Do you agree or disagree?
Of course. And this is why it's also important to identify what an incel is. And then you define incel. Hold on. I said incel versus some guy who struggles with girls. You made a distinction and said an incel is somebody who tends to be black pill, tends to be hateful toward women. Those types of people, if they are in my audience, I want them to fuck off. I actively tell them that all the time because that is shirking individual responsibilities.
But they're still watching you, just like I'm watching your stuff and I don't like you. I'm watching it so that I could come on and debate you. It's the only reason I watch so much of your stuff. It was nauseating, but I made it through most of it.
So hold on. I have to acquiesce to my haters. Is that what you're saying? That would be a pretty beta male move, wouldn't it? If I acquiesce to my haters. In fact, a more alpha move would be to say, hey, I know you watch my content, even though you don't agree with what I have to say, but I'm going to keep saying it anyway because I believe it.
You're so cute.
You just debunked yourself.
No, I didn't. Because I said that that's one part of your crowd. The other part, one of the other parts of your crowd is going to be the guy like you were making fun of in that scenario by using that language. not specifically Mark Zuckerberg, but the type of language you used. Yes, I think it's harmful.
This is why it's important. Hold on. This is why it's important to make a distinction. This is why it's important to make. Sorry, I think there's like a delay between us. I'm not trying to overtalk you. It's like you pause and then No, it's fine. So I think this is why it's important to make a distinction between what is an incel and what is a guy who struggles with girls. Right?
I know what the difference is. I'm saying both are in your audience.
Okay, so the incels can go fuck themselves. The guys who struggles with girls are fine, because an incel is a label that you put on yourself. There's no such thing as like an actual incel. Like you can't be, there's no such thing as being involuntarily celibate. It's like an oxymoron.
You talk in such fucking circles.
You can literally just go and hire a prostitute and automatically you're technically not an incel because you just had sex. You paid for it, but you're not involuntarily celibate.
What are you going on about? What are you even going on about? No one's arguing what an incel is versus a guy that's just not good with girls. That's not the point. You
have a problem.
Fancy circles around what I freaking said because you don't have an answer. I'm not making any circles
at all. I'm talking to your points directly and addressing everything directly. You have a problem with me using the term incel.
You're honestly that slow that you don't understand what I meant by what I
Wait,
said.
Ashley, let him just finish.
I apologize. Sorry.
No, that's the problem. Is just you're so high above me in intelligence. I just cannot even fathom what you're saying. I'm sorry.
Also, as a side note,
room temperature IQ over here. Sorry.
As a side note, I got the other two videos, so whenever you guys are ready, I'll pull those.
Yeah. Okay. So really quickly, I want to finish on this. The entire point, I think you're just backtracking here. Your whole point is you had a problem with me calling Mark Zuckerberg an incel. Because you think that incels are part of my audience and therefore I'm making fun of them.
No,
yes, I actively make fun of incels.
That's not my point at all. Not.
You literally just said it before. You said those types of people are in my audience.
Nothing to do with Mark Zuckerberg or what an incel is versus what an incel isn't. I said
I just acknowledged that doesn't have to do with Mark Zuckerberg.
I said
you don't have a problem with my criticism, Mark Zuckerberg. You had a problem of the way that I critiqued Mark Zuckerberg.
The language you used shows your true colors because it flew right out of your mouth. And then immediately you kind of started like backpedaling a little bit. I saw it on your face. You know, you can't say.
Where did I backpedal? I have no problem calling people an incel as an insult because there's a difference between somebody who's an incel and somebody who's bad with women.
That was just an insult.
You were talking about
at the end of it. What you said was some nerdy guy who has trouble getting chicks his whole life.
Yeah,
that's half your audience.
That's
baby. What are you?
How do you know that? you're like insulting my audience right now, thinking that they're just like nerdy guys that struggle their entire lives. Maybe they struggled at some part of their lives, and then they got that part handled.
Your audience, I said half. Why would you be a life coach and why would you be a not dating coach if your audience wasn't struggling with life or dating?
They are struggling. Again, the key point. Hold on. The key point.
You fucking made fun of them.
The key point is their whole lives. The implication is that they never actually went to go out and solve it. That's the problem with Mark Zuckerberg. You know the entire. Do you remember the critique that I had of Mark Zuckerberg?
Speak that way about a group of people. Just using that language, the language you used shows, in my opinion, just like you do several times in several of your videos, who you really are. And I don't.
Well, you know, when you teach guys, this is how. Hold on. This is how guys respond to criticism, or they respond well to coaching. You wouldn't understand this because you haven't actually coached anybody. They respond to, especially men. They respond to negative words like that. They need a big brother to fucking tell them how the world actually is, and actually not just like kowtow to them and be nice to them. We've had enough of that. Hold on. We've had enough of that through how this is exactly why guys are the way that they are. They haven't actually had guys who actually tell them how things are and don't sugarcoat shit. They've had shit sugarcoated their entire lives, which is why they're fucking weak. And this is why guys like Andrew Tate, for example, right? He actually became very popular because he was like the most extreme example of that, to the point where his fans are like, yes, keep insulting me. I need this. Because deep down, men know that they need that hard love.
Next.
Wait, hang on. First, I want to, Ashley, so you said the way you talk about these people shows who you are. Can you expand on that? Like, what does it show about Kevin?
So what I think it shows is it's almost like he slipped up and just kind of used language that he would typically use. And in my opinion, obviously, I took it as like, there's your true colors. Like, you really just think of these types of people as nerdy, guys who struggle with girls their whole life and are super lame.
So you think
That's
he's
what you
like?
think of my audience.
Wait, let me
I
clarify.
think that the fact that he could so callously and cavalierly use that type of language when he's throwing about insults, I know what it was about, but I'm just saying the fact that he can it came so natural to him. I believe that he believes this about probably a lot of his audience.
So
I
he
think
has
he's
like.
disingenuous, and I think his content's disingenuous.
So,
A lot
so
of
you,
it. I really do.
so you think he has like disdain for his audience? Is that correct? Like kind of like
I
that?
think that he lacks respect for them, and I think that
Okay.
he's found this little niche that he's kind of found some friends in the pickup artist community, even though he hates the pickup artist community. And he doesn't date coach, even though half his content or more, what did I say, 85% of it is dating. I just think he's full of shit.
Where's the look through my videos? Where is the dating advice?
Bro.
Where's the dating advice? It's still there. Don't get me wrong, but to think that it's like the majority of my content is hilarious.
You're hilarious. You're trying to say the majority of your content and the book you put out has nothing to do with dating.
Well, okay, let's
free
get
book.
back.
What, the Maximize Your Matches one?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's not dating.
Let's get back to the initial
have you read it?
Let's get back to the initial point.
I downloaded it tonight.
Wait, hold up, guys, both of you.
Okay, so what is it about?
Hang on.
I haven't had time to read it yet, but you say on the video introducing it that it shows how to match. Sorry, Alex.
Okay, so no, because I think I don't want to go on a side tangent. So, okay, so Ashley, so you think basically Kevin doesn't respect his audience, right? So that's kind of the claim.
That is a small fraction of something.
Okay, but generally, like he has like disdain for his audience, basically because of the language.
No, that's actually not the right way to put it, Alex. I think that he's fake and phony.
Okay.
Ooh.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying he actually really hates his audience. I think that I get a very disingenuous feeling from him. I always have. I was actually hoping that I would watch his content and learn to like him more, like I did with you. And I just find it, like I said, Kevin, I sometimes don't even know what your content is about because it's so all over the place and you don't pick. Again, mediocre at many things, great at not one thing in particular.
Okay, let's let Kevin respond to all that.
Okay.
I mean, you literally complimented my physique and fitness a while ago. So again, you just contradicted yourself again.
How?
How?
I think that you have a nice.
You said I'm mediocre at a bunch of things, not good at one thing, and you said I was good at one thing earlier.
You're no Vin Diesel. I mean, is your content all about
I'm more
fitness?
jacked than Vin Diesel. What are you talking about? Vin Diesel's not that big.
Okay,
that's hilarious. I can't believe I just got compared to Vin Diesel. I feel insulted. Holy shit. I mean, he's a great actor. I mean, well, not really. He's a cool actor. He's not good at acting, but he's got like that tough guy role and stuff.
Okay. Get to the point, Kevin.
So yeah, that's what I'm trying to ask of you. I don't really see your point because before you just said, "Oh, I'm disingenuous," and then you're also saying that I'm like a beta, and then you're also saying I don't respect my audience, and then also you're saying my content's all over the place. That's a different argument. You could say, "Hey, Kevin, you're a shitty content creator." That's different than
you're a shitty debater. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I definitely am. That's what I'm known for, is just being the worst debater in the manosphere.
I think so.
Yeah, and so do so many other people. There's a different argument to say that, hey, your channel, your content's all over the place, and then also saying that I'm some disingenuous.
Okay, so you want me to then pick one or two specific things and just really go after those? Is that what you're saying? There's just so many things.
Well, I mean,
like
so
hold
on, look. If you are just attacking all of these different aspects of me, you can't help but just think that you're just a hater, and that's it. Unless you say like very specific things. It's okay to be a hater. I have plenty of those. And I make fun of them all the time because my haters are stupid.
So funny. You're classic gaslighting right now. Like you're literally trying to belittle the actual intelligent, articulate, well thought out points that I made about you and just try to
bring up any of them. I have addressed each one of them directly when you have asked about them. So bring any of the ones that you want.
You have ran around in circles is what you've done.
How?
Like you're doing right now.
I invite you right now. Say a specific critique that you have of me, and
how about we just watch a specific video I made critiquing you? Let's do that.
Go ahead. We already did that twice.
You want to play the third video?
Oh, is it
Let's see
boring, you
how
Kev?
video number 3 and 4 will be any different.
We played the first two, so we can play the third one. Okay, let me do it. Okay. I think this is the third. I'm gonna share my screen. Window.
So yawny today. I don't know why.
Okay.
Oh, I bring that out in you.
Like what's doing that shit? And
I don't think that's the right video.
We already played this one. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh, we did. Okay.
This is the Mark Zuckerberg one, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Oh, is this the right one then? Yeah. So let's watch it.
It's not the right one, but it's not the one.
Well, we can watch a different one if you want.
I don't care. I mean,
choose your best weapon.
Okay, hang on.
Best ammo, whatever.
Let me play this one. I think
is that how you feel that I'm abusing you right now with some sort of a weapon?
This one?
Which is a better strategy?
That's what you want to think.
You going up to a girl and being confident and being your true
no,
self.
We
already did this one.
This is such a snafu. I'm so mad that my computer crashed.
We already watched
the
this
Zuckerberg one.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I think. Wait, okay, I'm gonna go through again the videos that Sarah sent me.
Yeah.
Let me try this one. Yeah, I think Sarah sent me the fourth video was actually the same as the second video.
Yeah, it's okay.
Let me try this one maybe. Let me try one last one. Okay, download. I'm gonna try this. Okay, I think I have a new one.
Okay.
Maybe. Let's find out.
Totally my fault. Well, not really, but.
And if you get to hear the arguments of the other people.
Is this a different one?
Like, then all you're going to know is what you think. And that's why I think is why, like, so many people do this stupid shit nowadays. And, like, who's going to decide what you can or can't say? Who's the police here? Who's going to police all this shit? And who's going to be this omnipotent entity that's going to, like, tell us, you can't say this shit? I think it's going to be really hard for us men. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one again. Just never mind. It's
crazy
okay.
that we let some.
What is with you and Mark Zuckerberg? Like every time I say something about Mark Zuckerberg, you get triggered.
Wait, so
do you secretly work for big?
I don't feel like I've really gotten triggered, Kev. I feel fine.
Do you want me? Wait, hold up. Do you want me to keep playing this video?
You keep bringing.
No.
I've only talked about Mark Zuckerberg maybe like twice, and you have like all the clips of me talking about Mark Zuckerberg. But look, Mark Zuckerberg, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll admit, hey, I'm kind of a hater. All right. You deleted my Facebook for no reason, like a few years ago. And I lost all of my memories from high school because of you. And I haven't been able to get it back. So yes, I'm a Mark Zuckerberg hater. Sue me. I'm sorry.
I don't care about that again, but yeah. Okay. I understand. So
I mean, you understand why I'd be confused, right? You brought up two different clips of me talking about Mark Zuckerberg. I just find it's interesting. It's different if I just make content.
I find it funny that you find the first thing you can pick on me for is due to technical difficulties. Have at it, baby. I have still made perfect sense tonight. I guarantee you people out there agree with what I've said. I know they do actually. So you're cool.
The haters who already decided they don't like me, similar to you.
See, guys, if we
whose opinions I don't really care about.
If we don't like,
I'm doing this because I agreed to it because it's fun and it gets a lot of views.
No, actually, you asked me to debate you.
Yeah.
You said I agreed to it. Hush.
Oh, my bad. Well, yeah, no,
I was invited.
I presented it. I misspoke. Sorry. Yes, I presented it.
Oh, Kevin,
because I knew it'd be fun,
ladies and gentlemen.
And I wanted you to. I want more fire from you, Ashley. Damn.
Well, instead of fire, I'm actually coming at you with logic. And the problem is that you don't know
and it's not working.
Back.
It's not working. That's why I want you to see some more fire. I'm trying to help you out.
Trying to help me out? Look at how red your face is.
Make it a little bit more entertaining.
I'm having a great time. I promise. I'm having a very good time. I am too. Oh, good.
Yeah, maybe we can fuck it out after this like you suggested last time.
I don't know. You're going to be in Thailand? I mean.
You can fly over. We can fuck it out then. Again, hey, your words, not mine. Maybe we could fuck it out, and then, all this tension.
The funny thing is, I said those words once, and you've repeated the phrase we should kiss, what was it, maybe 3 times earlier, and now we should fuck it out another 3. So whether or not I originally said those words, obviously it's on your mind.
Hey, I'm down if you're down.
Oh,
You're not really my type, to be honest. I mean, but well, you are my type when you're fiery, but you're not fiery right now.
Oh,
So
purposely
get
trying
a
to
little
put a
bit
wet
fired
blanket
up,
on
and
it,
then we could fuck it out, and it'd be fine.
You wish.
Yeah. Although this is perfect, we could fuck it out and then send it to Mark Zuckerberg. That'll be awesome.
He's not going to like that.
I fucking love Serbs, guys, so hard. He cracks my shit up.
Mark Zuckerberg is not going to like that kind of content. You know what we could do? Once you guys are done, we can open up the panel and let people come on and kind of give their thoughts, or maybe they want to debate one of you. But yeah,
my apologies.
Yeah, I think Ashley needs some help, so I think it's good. You need some reinforcements.
You're so funny.
I know.
Childish playground insults.
You're attracted to it, so.
Is there any other
what
things to say about you?
I'm sorry, Alex.
Have we gone through all the disagreements you guys have, or is there more?
Yeah, but I mean, that's it. I don't like him. I said why. He's a beta pussy.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Oh, please go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
What's your stance on abortion?
I'm pro-choice. Personally, I've never had an abortion, and I don't think I could, morally for myself. But I think that there are so many implications that outline it would bring as far as contraceptives and female care and yada, yada, yada. So I'm more pro-choice for those reasons. Not that I just feel like it's just a blob of nothingness, but
like, what would you think of somebody who was like pro-life, like very pro-life, for example? Like what would you think about that? Do you think it's like a illogical position? Do you think it's evil, or
No, I don't think that's evil at all. I think that's religion and politics, and you can either agree to disagree or you can fight it out. But I typically try to look at everything kind of from the point of view of the devil's advocate. So I like to see everybody's angle as best I can and try not to judge too harshly based on that.
Well, that's very reasonable. I'm proud of you, Ashley. That's great. So what about somebody? No, it's fine. You don't always have to be fiery. Just,
so now
just be fiery in the moments that it matters, No, so the reason I asked that is, I talk about that a lot on not a lot, but enough on my channel, where that does sort of polarize my audience, even people who, really like me, for example. So Alex, him and I definitely disagree on that topic, but I think for me, again, the definition of a beta male is somebody who doesn't stand up for what they believe in, despite what their audience might think.
How many definitions do you have of that?
Of what, beta?
Yeah, can you stand up for what you believe in and still not be scared?
Well, you're not going to stand up for what you believe in if you're scared of the consequences. So yeah, fear is integral to it.
Yes, you would. Absolutely, you would. Fight or flight. How? What do you mean how?
Fight or flight. Yeah, so your flight, it happens because you're scared.
No, you can do the opposite because you're scared. When you're really scared, those emotions can force you into standing up for something or doing something like that. I don't think
that's good. That doesn't mean you're driven by fear. That fear drives you to action, right? So one aspect of fear. No. So there's two choices that you have when you're in a fearful state, fight or flight, whatever you want to call it. One is to be a coward and run away. Another is to stand there and fight.
Right.
So the coward is the beta male. The one who stands there and fights for what he believes in is not a beta male.
Okay. But it's both driven by fear.
So if you're not driven, so if you're not driven by fear at all, then you're just an idiot. That just means you're not self-aware.
I'm just trying to understand your definition of beta male. That's all.
Yeah. Somebody
earlier
who
you
lets
said it was
fear control him.
Okay. So control him in a negative way, then, I guess.
Well, you're not letting fear control you if you're acting courageously. You're acting despite the fear. No, you're acting despite the fear.
Okay.
You're not acting because of the fear. It's not semantics. This is very important. I cover this so much on my channel. The golden mean, the Aristotelian golden mean.
Some of the most amazing and brave things I've ever done in my life were purely because I was terrified.
Yeah, and then you acted on that fear.
I think you guys are agreeing. I think you guys are agreeing on this point, actually. I don't think there's any. I think you guys are both talking about the same thing in a different way.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
We're getting boring now. Your face is still red, though, Kev.
Nah, it's not boring.
It's because I'm so embarrassed.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Kevin,
what happens when I'm embarrassed for an entire stream? My face turns bright red or whatever this shade of whatever
Kevin,
it is.
what
Sorry, go ahead, Alex.
What other questions do you want to ask Ashley? Because after that, I'll open up the panel and we'll make it juicy. But I want you to go through all your questions first.
I think that's it. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think Alex and I have very similar. Hold on. So I think Alex and I have very similar values. You respect Alex, think he's alpha, whatever, which is cool. I think he is too. I'm just curious, what's the main difference between me and Alex?
Alex is genuine.
Okay.
100% genuine.
You think I'm disingenuous?
I do.
So that's the main distinction.
Yes, I said that earlier several times.
Okay. Well, as long as I just know what the main thing is.
I just don't buy your bullshit, so to speak. I'm not actually calling you bullshit, but that saying, I don't buy your bullshit, I don't buy what you're selling. I think that.
Okay. That's fine. I speak to an audience of men, not women, so you don't have to.
Sweet.
Actually, what would it take for you to, like, is there anything that Kevin could do that would make you change your mind? Like, is there like any kind of video or anything that could happen where you might like reconsider your opinion or?
Oh.
Possibly. I'm not just a closed door, I mean, I believe that we're not all just what we see on the surface level. I just took the opportunity and the invitation. Sorry, you awake over there?
No, I'm listening. Sorry. I
just took the opportunity and the invitation to come on and just basically explain why I acted the way I did. Half of it was goofiness, but half of it was, I was shocked. I was surprised that Kevin even came on, and I've very actively disliked his character for quite a while now. So when he tried to do his little on me, it just went all over me. I just didn't like it,
I find it interesting you say you dislike my character. I mean, I guess that's fine, but that's the entire thing that I teach on my channel is how to build character.
I know.
So that's what I guess you think is disingenuous.
I think you're a huge hypocrite.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
We all got our opinions, I guess. I mean, you didn't really instantiate that with any sort of evidence at all, other than videos of me being, roasting Mark Zuckerberg. But
there you go.
Look, you're welcome. Hey, if you have any other piece of evidence, I'm happy to hear it. I'm always willing to engage.
I know how you debate. I know you like evidence. Had I not had technical difficulties, I had more for you. I even had. It's okay.
This is the best comment from Sarah.
I mean, we kind of did a while ago. We were talking about fucking it out in Thailand. So,
No, you were talking about that.
Ashley, you're the only girl I've speed dated on Alex's show that didn't want to go on a second date with me. But you already decided that before I even came on.
Okay.
Yo, guys, I just dropped the link.
Technically, I think I'm still undefeated.
Technically, I think
I just dropped the link.
Women love my beta male energy. That's why they always choose me.
A lot of women do love a beta male. You're right.
Well, hey.
Uno, dos, tres, amigos. Okay, hang on a second. So, guys, I just dropped the link. You can come on, but here are the two conditions. One, you must be respectful to the person you have a disagreement with, whether it's Ashley or Kevin. I don't want to hear any like extreme personal attacks. A slight remark here or there is acceptable, but no like really bad personal attacks. And two, keep it on point. So if you want to just come on, like ask me to review your Tinder profile, that's not going to be tonight. So yeah, it has to be like on topic, either for Ashley or Kevin, potentially for me, but it has to be on this topic. It can't be like, hey, Alex, so I'm a 25-year-old virgin and I want to see your advice on my like fucking selfie. We're not doing that tonight, but we will do it another time. All right, so I just dropped the link, guys. So if you have
I have one request too. Can we prioritize people that have their video on?
Yeah, absolutely.
I just I don't know. I'm starting to get sick of the faceless.
I also
Incels.
dislike that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that! You
I
guys
have a
are
lot
finding
more
middle-
respect
middle
for people
ground.
who.
You guys
Yeah.
can bond over your dislike for people who don't show their face.
Well, it's very cowardly, you know. So I don't.
I agree.
Yeah, I do understand why people do it, but yeah, I mean,
But
I don't. I
yeah,
don't.
but
That's I don't.
This
The whole
shit
thing
get
of
off
like,
the pot.
yeah, exactly. It's like the whole thing of like, oh well, I don't want my identity revealed, bro. Nobody gives a fuck about you. Nobody cares who even if your employer or whatever found out, like nobody fucking gives a shit. Nobody cares. You know.
True that.
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah. So I'm dropping the link again. If you have a bone to pick with either Ashley or Kevin, tonight is the night.
There's so many people out there that have had so many bones to pick.
I know people.
I'll say this really quickly: if somebody comes on and wants to debate Ashley, I'll bow out. That wouldn't be fair if I. That would be an unfair fight.
Oh, would that not be fair, Kevin?
I'm doing you a
just
favor.
don't want to take me on again. I understand.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Ashley.
Too, Kev. I'd bow out too.
You're the most formidable debate opponent I've ever had in my entire life.
All right, you lovebirds. Let's let
other than Scribe. Scribe was definitely the toughest debate I ever had yesterday.
Really?
He totally destroyed us, Alex. I still feel embarrassed after that.
I emailed him. He's going to come on for part 2, so we'll see. Okay, Seven.
Wait, with the whole panel again? Or just you?
I think I'm going to do just me and him, unless he brings MGTOW Dictionary on, in which case, like, I'll invite
I think you should.
Then you can bring me.
Just you and him, Alex. I think that would be more interesting.
Yeah. Well, I think that guy's a massive douchebag, but I will give him props for having the courage to go on to like the lion's den, so to speak. All right, Seven.
Camera on.
Seven, I'll let you. Who did you want to talk to, and what did you want to say? You may speak now.
Sorry, I have like the YouTube stream and this stream was like overlapping sounds. So just a question for both of you guys.
Both Kevin and I?
Ashley and me, or me and Alex?
Okay,
Ashley.
Sure. It's kind of directed to both of you. Like, what would you give? What would be like the top 3 advice you would give to men who are just typically like struggling in their typical day and night game? Like, what would you just give as genuine advice?
Just be yourself.
Yeah, I would not give that advice. Again, that's good advice to get to. The goal of self-development, self-improvement is to get to the point where that's good. I think really the main thing that drives all human beings, men included, we talked about this earlier, is fear. So you have to develop a good relationship with fear in some way. So I think, I used to have this this poster on my wall back in 2017. I lost it, but it said, do one thing every day that scares you. And I think that's a good motto for people to start overcoming their fear. It was by Eleanor Roosevelt talked about this other guy named George Adair, who I don't really know who he is. I think it's a good motto for life. And, what's really cool about overcoming fear is, the more often you do things that are scary, which is by definition, things that you're unfamiliar with, there's a psychological process called automaticity, which is pretty cool, where it starts to almost become like a new normal. You don't have to use willpower to overcome these things anymore. And it just becomes like whatever, right? So for example, I'll take myself for example. Yeah. So cold approaching is a perfect example, but let's talk about cold approach then. So there's some guys who not only are terrified of approaching girls, they're terrified of interacting with strangers. All right. So you just throw them out there and say, hey, go cold approach that hot girl. They're not going to do it probably. I mean, if they can, then that's great. That's you're instead of starting at level 1, you're starting at like level 5 or something. Right. But you have to meet guys where they're at. So if they're at that point, the first thing you should do, and this is some of the things that I help my guys with my life coaching with, is to help them just be like, look, all you got to do is just go to a mall and go talk to the kiosk owners and just chat with them. They're literally obligated to be nice to you, right? If you have this fear, or you feel like, for example, oh, well, I feel like I'm intruding on somebody if I just like interrupt them. Well, these people, they literally get paid to listen to you, right? So you can start off there, and then eventually down the line, you progress up to talking to pretty girls. For a lot of guys, they don't have to do all of that. They just have to like sack up and go do approaches. But for some guys, especially if they're very sheltered, which is more common nowadays, then they need to start there. But if you develop a good relationship with fear, overcoming it, That's everything. That's the whole key to self-development, self-improvement, cold approach included.
Okay, cool. What about you, Ashley?
For me, I've said this a million times before, and again, you can't become something that you're not, but humor, if at all, in any way, shape, or form, you can implement humor into however you're interacting with the female that you might be interested in. Like that gets me every time. I love humor. I love a guy that's funny. I love sarcasm. It just shows wittiness, and it's kind of playful and sexy. That would be my biggest turn on, probably would say to use. But again, if you're not, if that's not something that's you're naturally inclined to be, I understand that could be difficult. But
I want to address something really quickly. I have more infield cold approach this year than any other dating coach on YouTube. And I'm not even a dating coach. So I think it's very funny when people say, oh, you don't even do cold approaches. I literally have 50 cold approaches in my course.
Wait.
No, because the entire point, no. The whole reason that I do the cold approaches is to show, hey, you overcoming your fears, right? So some people, these guys don't even listen to what I say. They'll see my first day of cold approach and be like, oh, he has approach anxiety. Yeah. And then by day 30, I'm approaching everybody and their mom. That's the entire point. The entire point is me overcoming that fear and doing it. That's what I teach guys to do. I don't teach you guys to be like, here's what you do if the girl does this and does that. Look, there's some practical utility in it. You're not going to find it from me. But I find it hilarious that these incels actually literally think that I'm scared to do cold approaches at this point. It's fucking hilarious.
I've heard that quite a bit. Yeah.
Wait, Kevin, you have more infield than I do?
From this year? Probably, yeah. How many infields have you done this year?
From 2022?
Yeah.
Only a few, actually. I did most of mine in 2021.
Yeah, I've done 50 this year. All of them were actually filmed in the month between April 22nd and May 22nd, because I did it as part of the 30-day challenge. So the 30-day challenge was to approach. It was either ideally to try to approach 300 girls, but more specifically have 50 on camera. Yeah.
Kevin, where can guys find that infield?
It's in my course, and also it's in some of my YouTube videos too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to send me like the stuff that's on YouTube? Just send me the links and I'll just put them in the description. So
dude, and you can I want you to like react to them too. You don't just give me your honest assessment. I don't give a shit. I think it's so funny. People are like Kevin's afraid to approach. It's like I fucking have more infield than literally anybody this year.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm not even a dating coach. I don't sell cold approach either, which is hilarious.
Alex won't even cold approach Natty. Take her out to dinner. Comment of the night. Okay, go ahead, Ashley.
I was just saying, I'd definitely be down to evaluate your cold approaching skills.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. That's it, Salmon. That's all you have.
Why are you saying salmon? Is it because it's YouTube?
That's what says semen or whatever.
I think it's semen.
How do you pronounce it?
Yeah, how do I say your name?
It's just semen demon. It's not that complicated.
Oh, semen.
Well, semen is spelled S-E-M-E-N.
Yeah.
Dude, I genuinely thought that was actually like your name. I thought it was like Simone Damone or something.
I was like, yo, his parents kind of fucked him on that, but I don't want to be a dick.
I'm dead. Wait, so does everyone here vouch for doing recording, like recording yourself when doing approaches?
What do you mean?
I record myself and watch it back all the time.
I think it's helpful if you have the luxury of doing that.
Yeah, I just get like my earbuds and I just like wrap them around my neck and I just record it and then I just go back to the footage.
So there are legal implications. You have to be careful. You have to make sure like what party consent state that you're in.
So I actually know the laws on that. In public, you can record without problem. It's only when you're in private where you have issues. So if you're like back in your apartment, then yeah, you can't do that. If it's at like a restaurant where there's an expectation of privacy, that's kind of a gray area. But if you're like on the street or a coffee shop, there's no issues with that.
Is that every single state?
That's basic. The short answer is basically yes.
Because I'm pretty sure Pennsylvania, I remember so Vegas is kind of up in the air, but like it's not prosecuted. It's fine. Because it's Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world. People are filming everything. But I remember, I think in Philly, that could potentially be a problem because I think Pennsylvania, whatever the worst one is, I don't know what, one party, two party, whatever. That is technically that. So you have to be more careful.
In a lot of states, like this has been like pursued and it's always like rules in the favor of like people recording. So Yeah, that's just anyway. But anyway, okay, let me get the next person on, Salmon, unless you have like quick closing thoughts, because I want to make sure we get through everyone.
Salmon demon.
Mr.
Thanks,
C.
salmon demon.
Yeah, no, that's all. Thanks for having me on, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks, dude. Okay, let's get this guy on. Hello.
J Tahoe. Hey.
Hey, what's up? Can you all hear me?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, it's a bit windy.
Yeah, I had a feeling in here. I'll come on. I know you guys like to have us come on camera. I'm just gonna come on for a sec so you can see.
Jay's just casually climbing Mount Everest right now. He's like, fuck. I'm going to the top.
No, Jay, it's okay. I think I remember you like debated MD and stuff. You had your camera on, so it's fine. Even if you just have a picture of your face, that's
Goodness.
good enough, I think.
Yeah, and I like.
We're more concerned about the wind.
Hurricane! Ah, he's hanging on. Wait, real quick. So I think that
So, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Is it really that bad?
it's better
It
now.
was.
Not anymore. Now it's good.
Okay. Yeah, it's getting a little. I actually was going for a walk, but I was like listening to this.
Okay, Jay, do you want? We can invite the next person. We'll give you like 10 minutes to get back to your place, and then we'll have you on.
All right. Yeah. Sounds
All
good.
right, we'll bring you on in 10 minutes. Okay. Hello.
Hey guys.
Graham.
What's up, dude?
How's it
Hey
going?
Alex, how have you been, man?
Same old, same old. Just being the cheap motherfucker that I am, making poor Natty eat out of the trash and whatnot. But yeah.
That's just your usual stuff, Yeah, my question would be about, so I was watching your debate yesterday with that black pill guy, and I agree you guys crushed him. I just had like one question, one thing that you guys brought up that I felt like, I don't know if I agree, but at least I don't really understand it, so I just wanted to ask about that.
Okay.
It's the part about game. So he was saying that you don't need game at all, but your rebuttal to that, it seemed to be like a Martin Bailey, like you conflated game and social skills. So I wanted to know, when you bring up game, is game just social skills, or is there something more to it than that?
It depends on how you define social skills, but they're certainly very much intertwined. It's very rare that you're not going to see someone who has good game but bad social skills. It doesn't exist. You can find situations where someone has good social skills but maybe mediocre game. Social skills is very general. It's how you interact with other people. It's very broad. Game is specific to women, right? Women that you're pursuing. So basically, game is under the social skills umbrella, right? And so if you have good game, you're going to have good social skills, but you can have good social skills and have like average game, right? So game is more specific, social skills is more broad. That's kind of my explanation.
So, sorry, Kevin.
Can I answer now? I mean, we might have a little bit different definitions. So like whenever you're doing debates, you always have to sort of, because there were some things that, and some of the chat was like, concerned about it, I guess. But, you have to understand, okay, well, you're debating another side on a certain issue. Even if you have slight disagreements with the people technically on your side of the issue, you don't necessarily go, but wait a second, I don't think, because then at that point you have a Benedict Austin situation, right? With Alex, and where you have like maybe slight disagreements, but for the sake of the overall argument, you want to like hold that back. So all of our thoughts on game is a little bit different. What I consider game to be is just your ability to facilitate a romantic interaction. And that's it. Because I also made this video called Charisma versus Game, which, funny enough, we talked about infields. That's the infield with me picking up the girl and her mom. That's, if you guys want to go look that up, it's already there. But in that video, I make the distinction of saying there are plenty of guys who are very charismatic who have zero game. And usually it's because they just don't have the confidence, right? So they have the skills to actually like know, be good with words or whatever, but they don't have the confidence to actually facilitate that. So game is very simply how to facilitate a romantic interaction, but there's some prerequisites in place. So that's why it's like, it's not a super easy answer. And that's why I won't get on anybody's case if they say, oh, charisma is part of game, because technically you need charisma to have game. Yes. But there are guys who are charismatic with no game at the same time. So I understand why that can get sort of confusing and why guys get frustrated, especially the black pillars, I understand why they get frustrated with the term game, because it seems like everybody has a different definition of it, which is why I tried to come up with the acronym GAME being good look, to try to be as actionable as possible. G is good looking, A is assertive, M is masculine, E is entertaining. If you have all of those things, you will not struggle with women. So
Yeah, and I guess Kevin might agree with me on this. So my next question might be more towards Alex. But if there's a guy who's coming to you for help, why give them like game advice? Why not just give them social skills advice? Because I feel like if you fix your social skills, the flirting part will just come in naturally.
Well, not necessarily, because again, you can have good social skills but mediocre game. This would be like someone who's coming to me for, I don't know, let's say like I'm a personal trainer and they're coming to me for like, hey man, I really, really want to work on my, I don't know, legs, right? Like my legs are a little small. I'm insecure about my legs. I want to have bigger calves. And I'm like, okay, well, here's general fitness advice. You can go swimming, you can go running, you can do this and that. And that will probably help them with their legs, sure. But they would just be better off if I just give them specific leg exercises. So why would I give them the much broader solution, which is going to be more work and less bang for your buck, instead of giving them the specific thing they're trying to solve?
May I?
You may.
I would also say the proverbial, what came first, the chicken or the egg? So sometimes the reason why you can be so down and depressed and not have charisma might be because you don't have a support system or a support group or pickup skills or dating skills to kind of feel more confident to put yourself out there and do these challenges and cold approach and such and so forth. And so I think that sometimes that can actually lead into more confidence, obviously, and maybe sharpening your charisma skills.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
We have 269 live viewers and 64 likes. That means that maybe 20% of you guys have hit the like button. Come on, guys. I do the shit for you. I don't ask for much. I put myself out there, put my soul on the line. And you guys, all I ask you guys is take your hand, just move it slightly to the left, and just use your finger muscle just once and hit that like button. I know you guys can do it. It'll be highly appreciated. It means a lot. Thank you. And
mollywop the like button, bros.
And listen, if you're too busy jerking off, just fucking use your schlong and hit the like button.
Yeah,
all right,
exactly.
go ahead.
Yeah, that might be my last question. It's about the pickup side. I know Alex has said that pickup is basically a peasant game, and I used to be into that pickup artist stuff when I was like a few years younger, and I did it for years. And Austin Summers actually coached me for a while. And what I think now is that it's kind of a waste of time, because especially if you're going out during the day, sometimes I would go for like 2-3 hours just talking to girls just to get like maybe one instant date that goes nowhere. And like maybe at the end of the week, I'd get laid. But it's like when I count the amount of approaches you have to do just to get one lay, I feel like wouldn't it be better to teach guys social circle game instead of teaching pickup? Because pickup is kind of a lot of effort for a very little like result at the end.
That's the same question.
It's a slightly different variation. Okay, let me address that. So yeah, so that guy kind of got taken out of context. What I mean by that is when I say peasant game, I don't mean it's like you shouldn't do it. I mean that like guys at the top, like the celebrities or like influencers, they're not really doing cold approach. They have the girls coming to them. But most people just where they're at are kind of in the peasant category. That's not meant to be an insult. That's just kind of where they're at. Like not everyone could be at the top. So if your goal shouldn't be to like, I want to be the best at cold approach, because there's actually a lot of levels above that where the guys at the very top, they're not even doing cold approach. So that's the point I was trying to say. And that like, I'm trying to get to that level and I'm not even at that level yet. Right. Even though like I've been kind of climbing the whatever status hierarchy, right. Very slowly. So my point is that like, that's the goal that I want to get past, but the vast majority of guys, they're not there and they probably won't get there. And for them, cold approach is necessary and something they should do. I'm just saying that shouldn't be the end all be all. Like there's levels above that, which I've discussed with like other people offline or like, like much more successful. And they're like, yeah, dude, like I used to do cold approach. I don't do it anymore. So there's levels above that. But again, most people are not that level and you have to be realistic with where you are.
Okay, yeah, thank you. And I guess my last question, and then I'll let you guys, I'll leave and I'll let someone else take over. It's about the ethics of filming infield. I think that I used to watch a lot of infield footage, and I have like a couple of them out there. But nowadays, I feel like it's kind of unethical to do it because you're talking to girls who are maybe having a really good time with you. They are connecting with you, but they don't know that you're just doing it so you can film it, get a bunch of dudes online to watch it, and get entertainment from it. All while like she thinks your connection is genuine, but it's not really. And also another issue with that is that the guys who are watching your infield, not most of them may not learn from it. It's kind of like porn to them. Like they are watching it to because they imagine that they are in your shoes talking to the girls, you know? So yeah, my question is
Kind of
already.
gay. That's kind of gay. Sorry.
I think ethics is very subjective, and I see your argument about how you could think it's unethical. I think that, and I see your argument. I just think that's counterweighed by the fact that infield is an extremely valuable learning tool, and there's quite nothing like infield to really show guys how to cold approach girls. So I see your point about how like it's a little bit of like a sellout because the girl thinks you're having a genuine connection and you're actually just trying to get. But I think that's, for me personally, that's counterbalanced by the fact that this is going to help so many guys, and there's nothing like infield when it comes to learning how to talk to girrs. So that's my.
I want to push back on the authenticity part too, because again, with my non-existent infields on the internet, let's just put aside that I don't have any infields at all. The very first infield that I ever filmed was with A.G. Hayden, Avery. And so that was the first time I was in Vegas, when I was still living in the house with Coach Whitepill. So the girl, Avery and I pulled those girls back to his place. And so that girl, her and I hooked up that night. But then when I came back to Vegas, like I hung out with her on the side again, right? So it wasn't like I was just trying to like pump and dump and that's it. I thought she was a really cool person, and we still hung out. Besides that, we went stargazing one time, so I think, sure, there's probably some guys who film infield and then like they'll just, I don't know, they'll just film it. Maybe if they get lucky, they'll smash her and then never talk to her again. That's one thing, but I don't think you filming infield necessarily always means that that's going to happen or that you're doing anything fake. I think the best infield, which is why I'm a big fan of Avery, for example, is that you're being like genuine and authentic, and you're displaying that. I think you would have a point, not to say that you don't have a point, but I think your point would be stronger. What you're saying is if it was one of those infields where it's just using a bunch of these canned lines where for a fact that after that night, there's no way that they hung out again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about the part where infield is kind of like porn in a way? Because most of the guys who are watching you, like let's say if you look at a simple pickup video that had like 100K views, 100K dudes are not doing pickup. They are just watching you hitting on girls because mentally they feel like they are you. It's like in porn when they have like the average Joe fucking a really hot girl. The dude watching it isn't learning how to fuck hot girls. He's just getting that enjoyment of imagining he's in the shoes of that dude.
Yeah, but what's wrong with a YouTuber providing enjoyment to their audience? Like, yeah, like of course, not everyone is going to follow through on the advice you give them, but that's not your fault. Like, I don't care if 50% of the people who watch my infield don't apply. Like, that's on them. Like, I'm not their fucking, I'm not going to like fucking, I'm not their dad. I'm not their fucking babysitter. I'm giving them the information, and my job is to give them all the best information. And if they just use it for entertainment, then I'm okay with that. I'm not opposed to just providing entertainment to my audience.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Thank you for taking up your time to answer my questions.
Thank you, Vikram. All right, take care.
You had some great questions, man. It was very like healthy, respectful disagreement. This is the way that people should critique content creators instead of how most people do it. So props to you, man. Thanks for coming on.
All right.
All right, cool. Let's bring on Furry Notes. Hello. Oh.
Hello. Well, I'll criticize actually Ragu first. Look, I've seen what was it? That movie called done by David Fincher, The Social Network. I think what's his name?
Are we talking about Mark Zuckerberg again? I swear to God.
Yeah, I mean,
look, it's the Mark Zuckerberg podcast. We need to rename it at the end of this. Alex is like,
I mean, look,
dunking on Mark Zuckerberg.
I mean, frankly, I think he's an asshole. And it's just, well, that's how he's portrayed in the movie. I mean, he cares, but I mean,
yeah, I'm sorry, did you have a question?
Yeah, I think you could have not used Zuckerberg mainly. Look, I know he's a big guy, and I know like what's his name, that computer Microsoft guy. What's his
Bill Gates.
Yeah, Bill Gates had trouble with getting women in his place too. So maybe there is some, because I know that what's his name, Lucario mentioned that in one of his podcasts or one of his videos. So I think there is a problem with that. Am I echoing here?
Oh, not
No,
too
you
bad.
sound fine, man. And really quickly, bro, props to you. Like, I know you're usually behind a screen or whatever, so this is kind of like a face reveal, video reveal. So props to you, man.
Well, my last video
step
I
for
showed
you.
my face, so I don't know about that.
Oh, you did? Okay, right on. Well, good stuff.
Yeah, and if you really look up the Fury notes, you'll find out my real name to begin with on other platforms, like the big ones. So
Okay, so
you don't need to know your real name. But
let's get back on.
my real name's pretty generic, though. To be fair, it was unique in the '90s, but you know.
All right, let's hang on. Let's get back on point. All right, Fury notes. Go ahead. What's your question?
Well, okay, I see what you're getting at with the criticizing Kevin Ray Wilder, though I do think there is agenda to him. To be fair, I think everyone has an agenda. Politically, of course. I mean, if he wants to be pro-choice, that's his prerogative. Though I think in pro-choice and
pro-life. That's
pro-life.
I'm pro-life. I'm not pro-choice. Yeah, I'm pro-life.
Sorry. No, when I meant you're pro-life, I mean, I think there's downsides on both sides. I mean, there's because I mean,
Fury, can you get to the point?
You're
massive tangent. Let's just make sure we get to the point.
I know.
Okay.
Look, I mean, I came in pretty late. I'm a little bit disappointed with Ashley Figure. I get what she's getting at, though. I think there's other things to criticize Kevin Ray Wilder on besides Mark Zuckerberg. Kevin, I can wish you set a hard date on like the that stream of the superhero thing, but I mean that's okay.
Oh yeah, my bad. I forgot about it. Yeah. I
mean,
I'll definitely do that. Like I'm moving. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
I'm just a little bit disappointed, but I mean, well, I guess you got distractions. Okay. I mean, I got some. I did my studying.
I'll try to do it sometime in October. All right. You could always email me to remind me. I'm sorry, it's just not a priority right now. But
sure.
I do want to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to make a video on it though. That I do. What is it? Yeah, I'm doing the same thing that you're doing with like that live stream debate thing. So anyway,
nice.
I think Ashley I think Ashley has some small good points. Though I think some of it, like with like the superhero thing, I think you were just running on a tangent, not being clear of why they become incel and stuff. Because I think you're deflating some points there.
Superheroes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a video that we did a while back, and it just seems almost conflicting in a way when you brought up Friedrich Nietzsche.
So I made a video called
oh, sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
how superhero movies created a generation of incels, and a lot of people loved it, but a lot of people didn't like it. But yeah.
Well, it just seems
we can talk about it now, I guess, if you want. I mean, but I have a feeling that's going to be a longer discussion, especially if we're bringing up.
Yeah, like I said before.
I want to keep it quick for each person. There's not time for.
Yeah, I don't want to keep it good for other people. Although I'm glad I came on. At least to catch up.
Yeah, man.
All right, cool.
I got her back. All right, I'll leave you be. Thanks.
Thanks, man.
Take care.
Dude, always props to people. I mean, he was nice. I don't know him. I don't know him personally, but you know, he's made a lot of.
I was having such a hard time understanding him, but
I was.
No, but he was. I think he was just nervous because he's not used to having his camera on. That's the first time I saw him with his camera on. So good for you, man.
Yeah, respect.
I always respect people who were
Respect.
behind an avatar and then they put their camera on. I think that's great.
I have to pee so
Yeah, go for it.
bad.
That's fine.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I am so sorry. Like I've been
We're-
sitting here doing the dance.
That's fine. You're good. We're gonna have someone called Beta Male Muslim on.
Yo, what's up, Kevin Ray Wilder? My son. What's up, bro? How you been?
Wait. Oh no. Hold on. Is this Jack Dorsey?
Yes, sir.
Ah, yes.
Yo, Kevin Ray
Dude,
Wilder,
we missed you, bro.
Hold up, bro.
Holy shit.
I gotta say something. Coach White Pill,
Okay.
bro. Fuck him, bro. Honestly, bro. He betrayed the movement. Coach White Pill, bro.
Oh,
You
I
know this
agree.
guy?
Bro.
No. Wait, Alex, you know this guy too.
Bro.
Remember
Bro, Alex,
Jack
you don't remember me, bro?
Remember Jack Dorsey? We had like a
No.
debate with.
We had a debate
Fresh and
about
Fit
Fresh and
guys.
Fit.
Was it a while ago?
It was a while ago, but he's
So what
like
happened?
he's like a legend.
No, sorry, I don't remember.
Yo, so Kevin Ray Wilder, he stopped doing the Fresh and Fit scam, like he was reporting on it. He's not a TMZ reporter anymore, so that's good. But he's doing the Rollo Tomasi stuff now, which is like, I mean, that guy is kind of weird. I don't get the whole like appeal behind him. Like he's kind of like just weird. He's a married man, like he's not a red pillar. But here's the thing about Coach. I want to talk about a little bit about Coach White Pill because like I feel like he's the example of what's wrong with the red pill today because everything is about image. Everything's about we have to be the alpha male. We got to be like Tate. But the reality is, it's not about the image of red pill. It's rather, can you pull? And he could not pull.
Mhm.
So I want to get your thoughts on that.
Well, yeah, I think it's. I totally agree with you. You know, like the idea of the white pill. I still the sentiment behind it. I still totally stand by. You know, the story is that Coach White Pill and I kind of came up with it together. I mean, I don't really know. I'm pretty sure I mostly came up with it, but whatever, fine. It already kind of existed before, but the whole idea is you're given a red pill, right? And then a lot of people react differently based on the red pill that they have. So an uncomfortable truth is revealed to you. You have two roads ahead of you after that. Either you use that information to live a better life, or you use that information to cope and make excuses. And unfortunately, a lot of guys go down this path. So the idea of the white pill was to help guys use red pill information, not get nihilistic about it, and use it to improve their lives. So it's a very good message, but it's very unfortunate when the person who is supposedly leading that message, I would like to think that I was leading it, but he has the name Coach White Pill. This is why branding is important, right? So everybody's always going to associate White Pill with Coach White Pill. It's very unfortunate that he basically went against all of those values because he's a slave to the pussy. I mean, I don't know how else to put it.
Yo,
That's
when
really
I was
what it
watching
is.
I was watching Alex, bro. The whole like banana suit thing was like so cringe. Like I was cringing inside watching that. Like, put on a banana suit and prove you got game. Like, what is like, bro? What is that? What?
Yeah,
It's peak alpha male game.
Yo,
bro.
what
I
is
don't know
that?
what it is.
Yo, Kevin, I'm gonna put you on the spot, bro. Riz up Ashley
Yeah.
right now, bro. If you're a red pill,
I didn't hear that. Say that again.
Riz up Ashley right now, bro.
Riz up. Sorry,
We're
we're boomers, bro. I don't even know what that means.
It's slang for get her attracted to you. Like spit
Well,
game.
she already is attracted to me. She said she wanted to fuck it out with me. We just have to find out the time and the
Bro,
place.
she's
right?
shaking her head, bro. She's shaking her head.
Hey, she said it before.
Bro, you gotta have better game than this, bro. Come on. You're mad awkward, bro.
Oh, I guess so, man.
Yeah,
There's only so much you can do.
Says the guy with no video feed.
bro, I don't need no video, bro. I got this blue basketball. I got this green basketball.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing, bro.
Hey, Jack Dorsey can get away
Yeah.
with it because he's a legend.
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta. I appreciate the beta male Muslim, whatever. I don't know what that even means, but dude, you're Jack Dorsey, man. You're like a legend of the channel. You gotta call
Bro,
yourself
honestly,
Jack
like
Dorsey.
I used to go after you, but after Coach White Pill completely melted down, like I have more respect for you now because I mean he's completely embarrassing. He's ruined the red pill movement. So that's the reality.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if he ruined the red because the red pill is a bit different. I mean, everybody has their own ideas behind it, but
Someone
yeah,
said this. Why doesn't beta male Muslim attract Ashley then? Let's see your game.
Oh no, she's not Muslim, bro. I'm good.
Fair enough.
Okay.
If you
Well,
put
also,
a
in
hijab,
Jack
if you put a burqa
Dorsey's-
on, I'll think about it.
Ashley,
also, in
Ashley
Jack
seemed
Dorsey's
early-
defense, last time we debated, you said that you had no game anyway, and you didn't
Bro,
care,
honestly,
right?
bro, like yeah, we're still there, bro. I gotta watch
Yeah.
more Fresh and Fit, right? I'm not watching enough Fresh and Fit.
Well, Alice can weigh in on that. Should people go to Fresh and Fit to get?
What do you
better
guys think
game
about
knowledge?
Fresh and Fit? You guys think it's valid advice or like?
I mean,
Well,
I think our opinions on that are pretty well established. Like,
I think
well,
Myron is a huge douchebag.
Dude, he has no respect at all. Like girls they scream at him, they run off the show, they spill drinks. Like, bro, like if you watch real Red Pillars, like they command respect. Like Tate commands respect, or like Alpha Male Strategy, he commands respect. But like these guys, they have to scream at the girls like, "Everyone, settle down! I'm gonna kick you out!" Like it's
he
just cringe,
throws
bro.
a little bitchy ass hissy fits, like, and he can't stand like if any female has anything to say back to him whatsoever, he can't handle it. Like he completely can't handle himself. It's so cringe. Like just ugh. Anyways, that's how I feel about
agree
them.
on that.
Yo, would you go on Fresh and Fit and debate them, or would you get jumped, Kevin?
I would totally go. They just don't want to. They've
Oh, you
already
make
outwardly
plenty of
denied
videos
it.
on them. They probably jump you in the studio.
Who would jump me?
Fresh and Fit, bro.
They're pussies.
Although
They're
I don't
not
think
gonna
Fit can
jump
run. He's
anyone.
kind of fat, bro. The Fresh.
Yeah, they're not gonna jump anyone. They're just gonna
all right,
throw little hissy fits on.
Mr. Beta male Muslim. What? So what's the point you want to make?
Dude, I can't believe you don't remember Jack Dorsey, bro.
Bro, honestly, bro,
if I showed you a video, you'll remember.
Bro, listen.
I've debated hundreds of people. I don't remember one random.
Honestly,
no, but
bro,
Jack Dorsey was extremely memorable. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Honestly, bro, like I just came on because I saw Kevin, bro, and I just saw the whole Coach White Pill melting down, embarrassing himself, and I just wanted to come in and like talk about that.
Cool. All right, man. Well, we appreciate you coming on. We want to try to get like everyone on, but
no problem.
You're always welcome on my stream, bro. Just make sure you use the name Jack Dorsey so I know who you are. You're a legend of the channel. Everybody loves you.
Appreciate
you too, bro.
Take care.
Alice, I can't believe you don't remember him. It was the funniest debate we ever had.
Really? He sounds like a 12-year-old kid. I mean, what was he like?
I mean, he sounded quite young in our last debate too, but like I'm telling you, the chat remembers him. He's a legend.
I do not remember.
It was like the funniest debate ever.
Okay.
This wasn't even that long ago. Maybe this was like because this was back when I came back to the US, so it was within like the last 9 months.
Send me the clip. Yeah, he just sounds like so fucking young. He's like 16 or something. Oh, was he the Marines guy?
Yeah, I think he said he was gonna go to the Marines or something.
He was like, I'm in the Marines. And we're like, oh, cool. How long have you served? Well, I haven't gone yet, or something like that.
Yeah. I think that was him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he kept calling me like his son and said I was Dusty.
I think it's in the beginning too. Yo, what's up?
It was great.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going?
Good. So I'm going to be quick. I just want to ask something that happened on this stream. Actually, it was toward Ashley. And if I'm misquoting you or anything, just let me know.
Repeat that. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. If I'm misquoting you or not understanding what you said, just let me know. So you said that Kevin is disrespectful to a part of his audience when you use the term incel?
That is not exactly what I said. No.
Okay, so can you clarify it so just understand better?
Yeah. So what I said was that I believed that the derogatory nature of the language that he so callously and freely used was hurtful to a portion of his audience. And then I said that a portion of his audience is more likely to be incels than an audience that would be watching a home and garden show. That's exactly what I said. And the only reason I brought that up is because he tried to then compare it to Hitler. So.
Okay. I understand. So here's the two-part question. Number one, does Kevin or any other content creator has control on who's watching his video?
No, not at all.
No. Now, so Kevin or again Alex or any other content creator should should kowtow and watch what they're saying.
Should what?
Should Kevin, Alex, any other content creator should watch out for every word for what they're saying because of their audience?
Do that. I believe in free speech, but when I'm invited to come on a channel and debate someone because I feel a certain way, then I'm also going to have free speech.
No, of course. I'm not saying that. I'm asking I'm asking if Kevin in this example.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so what is the problem with Kevin saying using words like incels if he doesn't control his audience, like who's watching it?
It wasn't the word incel that I thought was
whatever word, whatever it is. Okay, whatever it is.
Nerd, and it was these
Let
nerdy
it be
guys.
nerd. Let it be nerd. Let it be incel. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Word X.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Should he not use this word because some of his audience can get offended?
Out, but you need to calm your tone with me a little bit there, sir.
I'm just louding it up because I think you didn't hear me. I'm apologizing.
I didn't.
I'm saying I don't think you heard me well. Like the microphone was not good.
Okay. Would you like
So
to repeat yourself?
Yes, of course. Should Kevin or anyone else use their language, okay, watch their language to not offend the part of the audience?
I told you I don't think so. No, I think that you should be able to do and say whatever you want.
So why did you get upset over him when he used words like nerd, incel?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Why did you get upset when he used terms like nerd, incel, and you got offended by it?
So the reason that I got offended by it was really because I was just combing through his content and looking for things that he says that piss me off, which happens pretty often. And I thought that being the type of content creator that he is on the platform that he's in, that the choice of words and the choice of language he used wasn't appropriate and was slightly offensive. And I just found it to be one more straw on the camel's back of the many reasons why I don't find him very genuine.
Okay, so why was it why was it offending? Okay, then if it wasn't, why should he care about being offending if and still stay true to what he wants to show, what he wants to preach, whatever it is, to his worldview?
Well, I think that if you are specifically catering towards a certain type of audience and you're making a certain type of content, that you should be more genuine and true to yourself and your core values and what you preach, right? And so I think that when you say things like what Kevin said in that particular video, I think that it goes against those core values and those beliefs. That's what I was saying when I believe that he can often be disingenuous.
Okay, but ask, how does it go against his core value?
How does it go against his core values of wanting to support men and wanting to help them? Well, Kevin argued that it's man lingo and that they can then basically tough love, that he can say mean things to men and that men respond to mean things, and that I'm a woman, so I don't understand. So perhaps that's it. And maybe that's the stance you're taking. For me personally, I felt like it just was cringy to me. It felt like hurtful language, and the way he said it but the way he just slipped out with it makes me think that that's kind of maybe how he does feel about a certain group or demographic of men, which I just found to be a little bit hypocritical or a little bit odd or funny, seeing as to that is the majority of his audience base.
So one more time, should Kevin, and I'm not saying like, I'm not taking just Kevin, okay, like any content creator, should Kevin and any other content creator watch their language because they might offend someone?
I never watch my fucking language, so no.
No, I'm not talking about language like not cursing or stuff like that.
I know,
okay,
I'm being
fuck
facetious.
that. Okay, I'm talking about should they? One second, should they have a better choice of word, not to offend, people, not to offend someone who watched them?
I think that it would be wise to do so, but I don't think that anyone has to or should do anything.
So you don't think that? So why did you came up on that one?
Because I was invited here to debate the reasons why I dislike Kevin and his content.
Okay, fair enough. I actually had no idea what you guys are debating about. Okay, I'm getting like 10 minutes late. Okay, but I just felt like this logic didn't make any sense to me. That it sounds like you're saying that people should say whatever they want, but then on the other side, people should watch what they're saying, like choose the words more carefully to kowtow to their kowtow to the audience, not the audience. If they like what they're hearing, they should have the choice to watch it or not. If I don't like someone content, I'm sorry, I have the choice not to watch it.
Exactly.
Okay, but if I was a content creator, I should, I have less choice of what I want to show. Okay, because I have a niche, I have something that I want to show them, and I should stay true to what I believe in and what I want to broadcast to the audience.
Hey, Adam, I
Yeah,
think
sure.
that you and I are on the same page, but what I don't think that you understood was that legitimately there was an incident between Kevin and I on a previous show, and I was invited here to come and argue why
No, I have no
I
idea about
reacted a
that.
certain
I
way
have no
towards him.
idea about that. Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
out of the
it's
stream
my
for.
personal feelings. It's not my actual beliefs religiously or politically.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, understood. All right. I think that's it. Like, I want to clear that shit up.
Cool. All right. Awesome. Thank you, Adam.
Okay, no problem.
Thanks, Adam.
Let's bring Jay on. Hello.
Hey, what's
Those
up,
some
guys?
good points.
Do I sound a little better now? Less wind?
You're no longer in Mount Everest.
You survived the tornado. Congratulations.
The tornado,
Glad you made it
yeah.
through alive.
Yeah, I was actually calling from downtown Kharkiv. No, just kidding. Well, I won't stay long because actually I have a prior engagement I got to handle at the top of the hour. But yeah, just a couple of things. I have some constructive criticisms for both. I guess I'll start with you, Ash. So again, don't take this as a dig, just a constructive criticism for the debates. You had something earlier with the videos there, and the whole time, you know, I'm watching. I'm like, okay, what are you gonna nail him down to? What are you gonna nail him down to? Just when you do that, try to have like a specific like timestamp where you got statement A and then statement B that contradicts it. Because I've seen like I saw some of your channel earlier where you were showing some clips of like the time you were previously on, and I was laughing. That was pretty good. Like when Kevin was like, "Ooh, you're the fiery type. You're the fire type." I'm like, what was the joke I said? It was like, "Oh, he must pick Charmander every time because dude's obsessed with fire types." But I'm like, yeah, that's just the thing.
Like, I do pick Charmander every time. I don't know how you
knew
guys knew that, but yeah, I do.
We know you, Kevin, but yeah, that's my main thing is I guess like the specifics. That'll go a long way, and if you plan to keep on doing like future debates, just something I noticed.
I appreciate that, Jay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Like it. Long story. I kind of had super hardcore technical difficulties right before everything started, but you're right. Like I should have, if I was going to bring the videos forward, I should have made them more clear and to the point. Like made my point with the videos alone. I appreciate that advice. Thank you.
Yeah, you got it. Now to the point of the title of this video, because I think we got way off track, which was is Kevin a beta? So here is my my short answer on that. It would be no, because the term alpha and beta to me in the context of human beings is kind of cringe, to be honest, because the guy, and I forget his name, who came up with the concept in the animal kingdom basically recanted it years later. And when you think about it, nobody's a hard alpha or beta. It's contextual and dynamic. You are in charge in some situations and you are not in some others. And that's there are some people I think who, you know, who are going to be more so in more situations, but everybody, Kevin, you said that beta is somebody who is motivated by fear, correct?
I guess that's my okay. So this is interesting because you have the I don't know. You have the what would you call it? Like the anthropological definition or something, eBook definition, whatever. But then you have the colloquial definition, which is like what most people would consider beta. And I think most people would agree with my definition of beta, just being a guy who lets fear control his life, right? So he has something that he wants, but he doesn't go after it because he's scared. As opposed to like an alpha guy. I agree that these terms are cringe, but you kind of have to work with the lingo that's out there, right? As opposed to colloquially, the alpha guy is the guy that goes after what he wants, even if he is scared, right? He might be terrified, but he has the courage to go do it. And that's what makes him an admirable man. So I think that's sort of the distinction that I make.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Because somebody brought this up earlier. We every single human being has fear, right? Even the people at the upper echelons of society. I'm sure right now, both, no matter what confident facade they both put on, both Vladimir Zelensky and Vladimir Putin are both scared shitless of what the possible outcome could be for either of them right now and the ramifications of what's going on, right? Mm-hmm. But neither one is about ready to run. Or better example, right? A couple of years ago, I punched a dude in the face. Okay. I have 2 broken knuckles. Just because we got into a fight, I'd be lying if I told you I wasn't scared shitless before we did it, right? Like everybody's scared, but there have been times when I was younger where I did run. And my brother, for example, right, beat up a kid, but the kid just picked on him for months and months. And, we're talking about elementary school. And then finally one day he had enough and whooped the kid's ass. Is my brother beta because he put up with it for so long? Like, what is he alpha now because he kicked the kid's ass? Like, how do you?
I would say so. Yeah.
That?
I mean, I would say that he was. So, you could say that it's beta alpha. Again, it's such a subjective term. I think it's a mentality, it's a mindset, but it's also the way that you differentiate between that is through action, right? So your brother before was being a victim, literally letting himself be a victim before, and then he changed that, stood up for himself against the thing that scared him, and at that point he transitioned from one to the other. But I agree, it's like you're not necessarily always going to be beta or always going to be alpha. It's kind of a mix. You're going to have some beta moments, some alpha moments. Certain situations you're going to be a beta, certain situations you're going to be an alpha, right? But if you have more, again, I feel so cringe as using these terms, but you have to work with what you got, right? So if you have more alpha moments than you have beta moments, then you can say that at the very least you're not a beta male. And again, I like to ideally I like to supplant those words with something more like admirable, or admirable versus cowardly, courageous, cowardly. I like to use those words instead, but the internet likes to use alpha, beta, so you kind of have to use those terms for people to understand where you're coming from, right?
Yeah, I guess I just it makes me cringe a little because I'm just like, it's nobody's a hard one or the other, and I think if you push anyone hard enough, like they will stop putting. So put it this way, right? You have plenty of guys who are in high positions in like companies and everything, CEOs and whatnot, who go home or they take shit from their wife, they take shit from their family or whatever. So are they just alpha in their field and then they're beta at home? Like, are they?
I would say that, yeah, because again, at that point they're not. Well, they're more so kind of like in a reactive state, in the sense that they come back home and they're like not even in charge of their happiness at home, for example, right? So yeah, that's why I said before, like it can be sort of malleable, alpha, beta, whatever. But if you have the right mentality, it becomes more predictable across different aspects of life. So that's where the mindset part comes in. If you have more sort of that, I guess, alpha male mindset, more that sort of dominant mindset that you think that you bring value, that you have something to offer, right? That you're actually the shit, then naturally you're going to put yourself more in that position in more situations, because the vast majority of people don't have that level of confidence and conviction in themselves.
Well, I
have a video on this where I literally talk about it's not black and white. There's different levels of it. And you can be alpha in one category and be in another category. You can be like the fucking CEO of a company and you're super alpha at work, and then you go home and your wife's a little bitch and you're beta in that situation. So yeah. I do want
like what Mr. Slave claims,
but then you can't definitively say if you're an alpha or a beta male, right? Because the context is what dictates that, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Contextual.
So you can't definitively say that guy's an alpha or that guy's a beta.
I think you can.
Good,
you can generalize.
I think it's obvious. I'm sorry, did I interrupt someone?
No, you're good.
I think it's obvious. I think it's obvious. I think that yes, it can be situational or conditional, but I think that overall you're going to have more of one energy versus the other. Overall. That's
my energy, Ashley.
Yeah, I mean, I think again, actually no, because I would say people go through ups and downs in life, and I know for me personally, like when you're on a roll, when you're feeling confident, it tends to manifest itself in your day-to-day interaction, and when some bad stuff happens to you, you're less confident. Like for example, if I were sad and depressed, rather than punching that guy, and I won't get into some guy in the comments was like, "You psychopath." I'm like,
I apologize. I just want to clarify. I'm so sorry, but are you saying that you disagree with the standpoint that it is kind of an overall thing? Are you?
Yeah, I do, because I think it depends on your momentum in life too, how you're going to react to things. Because for example, just going back to the example a few years ago when I got into a fight with the guy, if I were like, and he crossed a red line, by the way, I don't go around punching people in the face, but had I been in a area of life where I was just like depressed or didn't really care, or was like whatever, then my reaction would probably have been like, all right, whatever. Like I'm apathetic about this situation and don't really care. And I guess you could say that's beta because you get challenged and you walked away, right?
No. Sorry.
So what would that be then?
Well, sometimes I think that the ability to walk away from a fight or a disagreement or a situation, being the bigger person, makes you way more alpha than. I don't know. It's situational, like you said.
Yeah, because you can. There are people who are quote unquote like they practice soft power, right? Like they don't need to beat people up. Somebody in the chat, I wanted to call this out, said that being able to physically dominate is what makes you alpha. And right, and I agree with you on that, Ash, because at some point in our history of evolution, right, at some point in our lineage, intellect became favored over the physical, right? Because we're the descendants, we're related to chimpanzees, and the average chimpanzee.
It's both.
Jay, I want to make sure everyone gets a turn. So can you get into your closing thoughts?
Yeah. I actually got to go in a minute anyway. But I'm gonna say my point is that basically we can't definitively say that Kevin is a beta because I don't think that anybody is a hard beta, and for Kevin to be a beta 100% of the time, that would have to be a thing, which it's not. There are situations where Kevin will be dominant, and there are situations where Kevin will be submissive, and that goes for pretty much everyone. Yeah,
I'll agree with you.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you, Jay.
All right. Catch you guys.
Thanks,
Jay.
Take care. Kevin, we're going to need to take the beta blood test. So they're doing it at Quest now. So yeah, it's a 12-hour.
Do it.
It's a 12-hour.
I'll submit the results, but then that way people will see my elevated testosterone and find out that I'm a fake natty. So I can't do that.
False alpha.
Yeah.
Okay, let's bring on Greg.
I got to keep my fake. I got to keep my natty status, bro. I don't want to get exposed.
Just TRT max, but yeah.
Being natty's overrated. All right, go ahead.
All right, so I almost forgot what I was going to ask because that dude was talking for a minute. No offense to him, but I remembered. So Kevin's infields. So I believe at one point, Kevin, you used to be partnered up with Coach Whitepill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Based on your game and his game, would you say there's a significant difference in your approach? Or would you say you guys are on the same, in terms of caliber and
So with me, I never claimed to be an outer game guy. I have no doubt that if we were to have a pop quiz, I'm if a girl does this in this situation, what should you do? I think you'd probably beat me in that.
Pop quiz. Where does the penis go? Right now, answer.
The armpit, I think.
Beta.
Did I pass? But in terms of actually just having balls and going and doing the damn thing, I think that's a big aspect of games. So RSD, for example, they made a distinction of outer game versus inner game, right? Mm-hmm. I think I have the best inner game of anybody in the fucking world.
I don't know.
I know that's a very arrogant thing to say, but I do believe that about myself.
I mean,
at this point, yeah. Not always. And certain times I don't, right? So the infield with A.G. Hayden that people like to make fun of me for, I was rusty at that point. Anybody who's actually approached girls understands that if you don't approach girls for a while, even though you usually do it, you come back, you're going to be rusty. RSD even had a famous video one time of, I think it was RSD Tyler, or it was either RSD Tyler or RSD Mass. Mm-hmm. I think both of them. They're like, oh, I was in the woods, creating a course for 3 months. And then I went to cold approach and then it was just hilarious. It was comedy.
Yeah.
Right. But the guys who are armchair quarterbacks who've never actually approached a girl in their life, they don't understand that. They just think oh, you're either just a giga chat all the time, or you're just a freaking incel, and there's nothing in between.
Right.
But that aspect of inner game is extremely important. So to answer your question, I have way more inner game than Coach Whitepill. In terms of being technical, he's probably better than me in terms of what should you do if the girl does this? How should you respond? Mm-hmm. But then that begs the question: is that even necessary, right? Because I think game in general, at least the type of game that Coach Whitepill runs, that's very technical or whatnot. Yeah. I think that's just you trying to pretend to be an alpha Chad dude and it's better to actually just be that damn thing rather than pretend to be it.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, no, I was listening to the debate. It was a very interesting debate. There was like a lot going on. And then I think someone brought up infields and all that stuff, but that's a whole another side tangent. I don't want to get too much in that rabbit hole, but
What is outer and inner game? That's all I need to know.
oh yeah, right.
Outer game is basically like the external things that you do. So that would be like, you know, I
Okay.
brought you back to my place. Inner game is your beliefs about yourself, right? So if you think very positive things about yourself and your ability, then generally the outer stuff will follow, right? So that's just kind of it's like inner versus outer, yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if that's even controversial. If people think that maybe they could say my outer game sucks, but you know, I wonder if people think that like my inner game sucks, because I think that's first of all, I think it's a very subjective thing. Well, that's fine. You can make a case for it as to why, but I'm very opinionated. I say what I want and I do what the fuck I want.
I was just kidding. I was just kidding with you on that one.
No. It's fine. Like you could still observe that from the outside. So, for example, in the game context, I think if somebody is like, I don't know, very unsure of themselves or whatever, and that's like a permanent state that they always have. Again, like Jay was talking about earlier, you can, alpha versus beta, good inner game, bad inner game. It's malleable. It depends on the context. It depends on what's going on, right? So certain situations you could be more sort of beta, like the after I didn't cold approach for months, that video that the Black Pillars just think is like some debunk video because they never actually approached a girl themselves, right? In that situation, I was objectively beta. I was like stumbling on my words and shit. But what determines whether you're actually like admirable or not is if you overcome that, you get better at that,
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, that's the entire point. So I don't think anybody can say anything about game or whatever if they haven't done cold approach themselves, or especially in the context of Alex's dating show. I always admire everybody. The only people's chats that I take seriously when they're critical of the guys that come on are guys who have actually done it themselves. So like you, Greg, you've been a bunch of times. So like when you're critical of somebody in the live chat, people should actually take your critique seriously because you actually have the balls to do it, as opposed to the armchair quarterbacks with the anime thumbnails.
I get a lot of. I think it's all.
You're in Philly, by the way.
Yeah, Philly. I think we were having that discussion, right?
Yeah, dude. Where are you? Like from Philly?
Yeah, like northeast.
Whereabouts?
It's like the Bustleton, kind of like Somerton region. It's like if you're in Lansdale, you'd probably be like 35 minutes out, I think. Like
all I can hear is like, "Yo, Adrian." Like that's all I can hear when you talk. I love it.
Hey, yeah. Well, I used to live in Spring Garden, right by Union Transfer. I lived in Philly for a bit, and then I lived in Manning too. Yeah, but I'm originally from Lansdale. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, right on, man.
Cool.
Well, whenever I'm back, we should go out to Concourse. I'm sure you know Concourse.
You like Concourse? Is that where they?
I love Concourse, bro. That used to be like I remember when I lived in Philly, the Concourse just opened up, and it was like the hot new place, and I was fucking there all the time. And it was very easy to pull from there because I lived pretty close by. So yeah.
Yeah, I used to like.
Concourse is my jam.
The rave scene used to be like District 9, but I think it closed. All the fucking like rave.
Oh, District 9 closed.
All right, you two can bro out another time.
Yeah. Everybody like maybe like two people from Philly in the chat know exactly what I'm talking about. Right now.
All right, cool. Do you have anything else, Greg?
Nope, that's all.
All right, cool. Always appreciate you.
All right, later, Greg.
Let's do like one or two more people, Max, and then we'll call it. Let's get Michelle on. Hello.
Michelle!
Hi.
Michelle!
How's it going?
How are you?
Pretty good. Chilling.
Hi, Kevin. So I wanted to come on because I think I know what the deal is between Ashley and Kevin. Ashley, I don't think it's so much that you don't like Kevin. I think it's you don't trust Kevin.
Okay.
Okay. And then does Kevin give you mean girl vibes? Like that two-faced, oh, I like your shirt, and then laugh behind your back?
A little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't think it's really anything specifically that Kevin did on his channel. I think this is a vibe. And
yeah, I get a not good vibe from him.
Yeah. So really, the only way you could have recovered Kevin is like showing her like the ultimate integrity. But where you really sunk yourself and made it even worse is like, even in like the last debate, you would be like, oh, you know, it's okay, Ashley, I love you. And it was like you're goading her into like making a fool of herself, or, you know, flying off the handle, or, you know, making a scene.
Hey, she did it.
Wait,
She
so
did
hold
it
on.
all on her
What should
own.
I
You
have
did.
done? What should I have done instead, Michelle? Because as many ad hominem whatever attacks that Ashley has had on me, I have not insulted her once.
You
So I
totally
think
didn't.
that's hold on. Where I come from, when you are more charitable with people and when they're flinging shit at you, you just kind of take it and laugh at it.
Oh,
That's
get
probably a
some
better approach
fucking
than you
cheese
attacking
with
them
this
instead.
wine, Kevin.
So which should I do?
Jesus.
Should I take her strategy and attack her personally too, or should I just kind of turn the other cheek? Which is what
I
I'm trying
did
to
not
do.
personally attack you tonight. You asked me specific questions and I gave you answers, legitimate answers, and I was respectful.
You didn't personally
90%
attack me
of the
at all
time.
tonight? Really? That's the entire point of the debate.
What?
You really don't think that you personally attacked me at all tonight, really? You said,
I
"Oh,
mean,
Kevin's
you asked me-
disingenuous and he's a
You asked me
beta or
to do
whatever."
this, and you
You
asked
don't
me
think that's a personal
questions,
attack?
Kevin. What am I supposed to do? Not
What are
tell
you
you
talking
my
about?
thoughts and opinions? That's what you wanted. I gave them to you.
Yeah. So,
Are you hurt?
what is your point? My entire point is I took a
I felt
stance
like
of
you did the same thing. You insulted my
didn't.
intelligence. You talked in circles. You gaslit.
Hold
and
on,
you
hold on.
avoided.
When did I insult your intelligence? Did I ever call you dumb, even once?
Is that? Never mind.
Actually, Kevin, I would almost say that you were too nice.
Yeah.
You were too nice.
And what's wrong with that?
Well, because it wasn't genuine, as she would say. Like, you know, she already has like that bad vibe about you of like, oh, you come across as a life coach who is here to help, you know, men get girls and, you know, have more confidence. And then in the same breath, you'll turn around and like make fun of Mark Zuckerberg. It's a loose interpretation, but, you know, it shows like this bit of like two-faced type of thing that I think Ashley just kind of picked up on. I'm not saying you're that way. I'm not even saying like I agree.
What, that I made fun of an elite that's ruining the world?
She
I'm
should
so,
say
why does
like-
Mark Zuckerberg keep coming
Yeah.
up? This is so confusing. Wait,
No,
so hold on.
he's not
What approach
relevant.
should I have taken? Michelle,
I
what
swear to
approach should
God.
I have taken? Because
You know,
it sounds like to me like what. So I was trying to take the approach of being charitable, turning the other cheek, not resulting to ad hominem attacks her way.
I
You don't think that was an effective
disagree.
strategy? Hold on. Well, Michelle agrees that I was being too nice in her words. So what should I have done?
I would have simply asked a lot of questions as to why she feels the way that she feels. Instead,
I did the whole time.
Oh, you did. Hold on.
And I had answers.
Right. And, you know, she was saying like, you know, I feel like you're disingenuous, you know, you contradict yourself, you know, you come across as a life coach, but then you'll turn around and make fun of people and you say, yeah, but it's like a big brother thing. People need tough love.
Wait 1 second.
Sure.
So it's not just that, but when it comes to life coaching, whatever, you know, look, to call yourself a life coach is cringe as fuck, which is why I try not to call myself that. Just people have labeled me as that. Fine. I try to help guys live better lives, right? Essentially, I am helping them improve their life, right? But I use I don't just sit from my soapbox and act like I use the wisdom of guys who are way smarter than me, way more experienced than me, and I try to interpret what they say and help guys, show guys how it affected my life, and then show them the path that I took. It's up to them whether they want to take the same path or not. So for example, I use Nicomachean Ethics by Aristotle all the time, and one of the virtues that he has is righteous indignation. Right. So you should be perfectly okay with criticizing other people. That does not contradict my message at all. In fact, if you are truly passionate about something and you truly care about people and you think that other people are harming the people you care about, it is your moral responsibility to call that shit out and beat the fuck out of them intellectually, of course. Right. But like, I completely reject this notion that somebody who's a life coach or whatever should just be like this completely 100% stoic dude that isn't willing to like get down and dirty and fight for what he believes in. that's what sets me apart, in my opinion, from other life coaches, is I actually have balls and I will actually confront what the things that need to be confronted. And
I commend you for
that's what most men
that.
need nowadays.
I definitely am happy that you're holding on to your beliefs, and I definitely respect you for that. But she also has every right not to like you and to interpret it however she interprets it.
The subject of the debate isn't, does Ashley like Kevin or not? Obviously she doesn't, even though she still wants to fuck me for some reason. The entire point of the debate
You
is
have
that
said that so many times.
well, I'm just repeating what you said, and you never denied it.
What?
So,
What I said one time?
yeah, you still haven't denied it, Ashley. So that's hilarious. But
Is that what I need to do? I thought I made that so obvious.
Ashley, what is your official position? How do you feel about Kevin's penis entering your vagina for between 2 and 25 minutes? We don't really know his sexual stamina. Is that a?
It'll be more like 20 seconds.
Thumbs to the side, like maybe you're open to a little like mouth action, but no like penetration. Like, what's your position on this? Let's clarify.
I don't hate him anymore.
Okay.
I don't feel like I hate him.
Yeah.
All right, we made some progress. Right on.
You can take your penis out, but she doesn't want it inside of her quite yet. But you can masturbate in the corner.
Just don't blam inside of her, right? You just don't want my children, which is fine because I don't want kids anytime soon either. No, but yeah, look, we made some progress. That's cool. You don't hate me anymore. Maybe you're lukewarm.
I don't hate you anymore. I don't.
Cool. But yeah, it's the topic of the debate anyway was is Kevin Ray Wilder a beta?
If you
I mean, look. So this is one thing that
the debate. That was your topic.
Well, obviously,
we need to make sure that we had something that
to
we.
be fair, yeah, I kind of dropped the boat on that because Kevin did say to me, "What's the?" Kevin's like, "Hey, what do you think about this topic?" And I said it was a good idea, but I forgot to pass the message along to you.
Got you.
That was actually my slip up as a moderator.
Okay.
All good.
Ashley, can you see Kevin as alpha if you don't trust him?
Shout out to Sarah.
Sarah's dropping
what did
some
she say?
witty one-liners today. I like her wit.
Oh, Sarah. I don't know. Wow, I don't know how to answer that. That's an interesting question. I've never thought of that because I guess part of you as a woman, you want to feel safe in your feminine energy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't trust someone or you don't feel comfortable or like you feel like they might be a little sketchy, then you do feel prickly and very defensive around that person. If they don't make you feel safe and comfortable in your feminine energy, then what are you?
Is that how Kevin made you feel?
I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I think you
Why
can.
are you asking me these questions?
Let me just put it on that. I think you can think someone's alpha without trusting them. Like, I think Donald Trump is alpha, but I don't trust him for shit. So
okay, fair point.
I think you can have that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will step out, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night.
You have me feeling nervous, Michelle. I don't like that.
No, I was just trying to point out that
You're
it was
fine.
really just a vibe off of Kevin that you didn't.
I actually agree. I agree with your assessment.
Yeah,
actually.
she did what? Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a vibe, and I think it was just made worse by but I love you, Ashley. It was just like not.
That's not what bothered me.
Yeah,
it was his face.
But you seem like a nice guy, Kevin.
Thank you.
All right.
So Ashley just debunked the black pill.
Hey, there you go.
Again, because I don't think that I'm anything super special. I'd say I'm definitely above average looking, but according to the manosphere, the only reason I ever get any kind of success is because of my looks. The implication being I'm super good looking.
Waffles face rating and really get to the bottom of what you are.
Well, no. So Wheat Waffles did rate me in our debate. He said that I was a high tier normie, but because of my height, I'm like a Chad Light.
Oh, okay. He put me at a 5.
I think that's a fair assessment. I think that's probably accurate.
Well, I've been working out quite a bit, and I think I'm improving too.
You're becoming a Chad too.
I am.
Keep getting it, girl.
The Chatterella.
Fitness
Stacy.
is the goat.
Cool. Awesome, Michelle. Always a pleasure to chat with you.
I love you, Michelle.
I love you too. Bye, Alex.
Michelle and I actually became
I appreciate my
friends after your
1%
show.
female audience.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later, Ashley.
Take care. Have a good one. All right, let's do 2 more people, but let's do them quick because they've been waiting for a while, and then we'll call it. Let's have Zach on. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up?
Hello.
Not bad. I just want to make a quick point to Ashley. She mentioned how like some people might take it the wrong way, what Kevin says. But just to give you a little bit of context, a lot of people do appreciate like a more harsh view on stuff. Like, hey, like, you know, like they just want to know the truth. Like if I do an approach, I would want to know how bad it went and like I was talking too fast or I was being weird. So a lot of guys do appreciate that more like reality-based approach. And, you know, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but like just assuming people will like go cry in the corner is kind of like a weak assumption. For me personally, I like to just
That was self-projection just then what you did, but I appreciate what you're saying.
Okay. That's all. I listened to the whole thing. I appreciate it, but that's the only point I wanted to make is
I just never said anyone would go cry in a corner.
Yeah. I know some guys will, but at the same time, like I've had friends who just told me like 1 or 2 quick things they saw in my approach and it helped me. And like that does help. Seeing live infield on like how simple it can be or how it can
I
be.
never said it didn't.
Yeah. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say.
I'm not sure what part of it I said that you had an issue with. I'm legitimately not sure.
No, I just said you made the like the assumption that
because
like
I agree with infield.
A lot of guys like you're like saying like, oh, he's being harsh on guys and they're going to take it the wrong way and they're going to get offended. And it's like if you're looking up this kind of stuff on the internet, you probably already know you suck with girls and you would want a more realistic approach.
I can appreciate that.
You're not gonna like go to a personal trainer and then be like, oh, I have to do push-ups. That's crazy.
Right.
Like, obviously,
I appreciate that. I appreciate that point of view. Thank you. Honestly.
No problem. Have a good night.
Thank
you,
too.
Zach. Appreciate you.
Thanks,
All right, let's
Zach.
bring on our last person, Alpha Muslim. We had Beta Muslim. Now we're gonna have an Alpha Muslim.
Watch it be Zach.
I wasn't expecting that. I'm sorry.
Let's so hello, Alpha Muslim.
Oh, hello.
Oh, we got a troll. Here we go. All right, you have
I like
5
it.
You have 5 seconds to stop the trolling and make a real point.
Wait, I'm not trying to troll in here.
It's not funny, dude. Just make your point, or we're gonna take you off.
Yeah, sorry. So, I'm really just here to talk with Ashley real quick about feminism, and really, what is your goal within modern society? What do you seek out of feminism in the next maybe 10 years?
I think that if we continue going down the road that we're going down, that women and a lot of very fucking beta males are going to completely eradicate the masculine man. And I think also on top of that, that we're going to turn good men bad and bad men dangerous. I think that everything that women are spewing and vomiting out of their mouths right now is such hypocrisy. It angers my soul. It pisses me off. I don't agree with it, and I'm very against it. Having said that, I do believe in equality, and I am a strong woman and a strong personality, and I hold my own, but I am not on board with modern or what I like to call toxic feminism.
Ashley, how much of a role? Hang on a second. How much of a role did I play in like changing your
90%?
Oh, I'll take that. Thank you.
Yeah, 100%. That when I discovered your channel and when I discovered especially your subscribers, I fell in love. Like I that sounds so cheesy and cliche, but like it was like almost like a relief. I was like, oh my God, all this like anger and all this like I hate men just kind of, and I realized that we're all just kind of going through the same fucking thing. All of us are. And then also, Alex, I realized that you just represent such an interesting corner of the internet.
Right. I know. So it's quite fascinating.
So I kind of have a follow-up question towards that. You said that you see.
Wait, hang on. Your microphone is terrible. Can you fix your mic? You got like really bad echo.
My fault.
Little.
Is this guy's real voice?
I think it's a female.
No, I think he's young.
I think it's a woman.
No, I think it's just a young boy.
Yeah.
Alpha Muslim, how old are you?
Yeah, how
Oh
old
yeah,
are you?
I'm 15. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
I'm
Oh.
sorry.
So
Wait, is
so
that
why are
that
I'm
against
curious,
some
man?
kind of
What
rule?
brought you to this, like to the manosphere space? Because like, yeah, did you
I
come in
mean,
through like Andrew Tate or like? I'm just curious.
Good
no,
question.
I'm just a good Muslim. That's all.
Okay, just
So
be
let me
careful,
just.
man. I mean, I think when you're 15, just who do you follow? Like, who's your favorite
I
content
don't know if
creators
he's
in
that
this
Kevin. I
space?
don't actually think he's being serious. I think he might be trolling.
Wait, no,
No,
no, I'm being that serious though. Like
he sounds like he sounds like a kid. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So
all right. So let me just continue with my follow-up question, and then I'll
Okay, wait,
respond to your
but your
question.
microphone
wait,
is still.
really quickly, but who do you follow? I'm just curious.
Like what? Like I don't
Like
know.
on in this manosphere space, like what content creators do you follow?
Follow. I follow. What's his name? Sneeko, and I don't know. Maybe Andrew Tate, but
Okay.
not that much. He's
Alpha
Yeah,
kind of
just be
soy
just be
boy.
careful,
My
man.
other
Because they're-
video
He's
had
pro abortion,
Sneeko
so I
in
don't really
it,
like him.
Kevin.
Can you still do something about? I don't know if are you using an external microphone because it's like really bad like feedback.
My fault.
Are
So
you
can I
using?
just?
Are you, well, hang on. The audio. We have to fix the audio quality first. Are you using a voice modifier?
No, I'm being that serious. Is my voice, but
Well,
I have a
there's
really shitty mic. My fault.
there's really bad feedback. I don't know. Are you using
yeah,
a
your
microphone
mic
or
was good
headphone?
at the beginning, but
Yeah, it
then
was good in the beginning.
something happened.
Yeah. What did you do? Anything different with your mic?
I think he's probably trying to fix it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
this is kind of the sentiment of what because when you're 15, when you're a teenager, every teenager thinks that they're very
It should be
smart or
better now.
whatever.
Should
Oh,
it?
that's
that's
much
actually
better. Yeah,
better.
yeah, yeah.
That's better.
All right, thank you. So, let me just get through my follow-up question. What do you seek out of
Yes.
equality, and do you believe that transgender people can
Repeat
seek?
that.
I think it's my volume that's a little.
No, your
No,
mic's
you're
fine
good.
now.
It was
You're
me.
fine.
It was me.
Yeah.
My fault. My fault. So, what do you seek out of equality, and do you think that trans people can seek the same equality and the same rights?
What do I seek out of equality? That's kind of a loaded question. I'm not exactly sure how to answer it, but
Do you think we reached, perfect equality within both genders?
I don't think that will ever happen.
What part of equality have we not reached?
Because with any type of struggle like this, it's not about equality. What I've started to believe, it's about wanting superiority and wanting to overthrow the other. Just like with a kingdom, and just like who's reigning, who's on top now, right? And in my opinion, I just don't feel like, at least not anytime in the next 10 to 20 years, that it is going to be equality. I think that what's happening right now is women overthrowing men, trying to and somewhat succeeding, and basically just the same cycle of fucked upness and abuse that
Do
we've
you
already
think the
been
invasion
going.
of Iraq in 2001 was justified?
I'm sorry, honey.
Do you think the invasion of Iraq in 2001 was justified?
I was in high school, and I don't really have an answer to that one. Not gonna lie. George Bush,
It was also 2000.
Twin Towers.
2002,
Those are not my.
2001.
I was in second grade at that time.
Well,
I'm not trying to make the
And
Muslims
Alpha
feel really
Muslim, I
bad
don't
about
think you
this
were
one,
born
but
yet.
in the past, my grandpa, it's kind of sad. He was one of the pilots, and he died.
Hold on, pilots
Man,
for what?
fuck all the Muslims. I hate them. They
I
killed
think
my grandpa. I hate them so much.
He's just trolling right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have like a real point you want to make?
It didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Dude,
Yo, the Holocaust didn't happen.
you have 5 seconds to make a real point, or we're gonna take you off because it's like super lame.
I love Hitler.
So does
That's
Kevin.
great.
What a dumb.
That was a good one, Ashley.
I told you guys that he was. I told you guys he was trolling from the start.
You nailed it. You nailed it. But the feminist question, it baited me. He knew how to bait me. Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for the chat who didn't believe that he was 15, do you believe that he was 15 now?
I don't think
that way.
I don't actually think he was 15. I think he was.
No, he was definitely 15.
That was a kid.
I think
probably
he was using,
maybe younger. Maybe younger.
I think he was using a voice changer, bro.
Is that why it was so scratchy? And
that's what I think.
When you started asking those very specific questions, I was like, he knows, because I'm not as experienced. I don't.
Yeah, I used to be so bad. Like my chat used to make fun of me because I would never. Kevin, you made fun of me for this too. I was never good at picking up on trolls, but I've gotten a lot better at it. Like now I can.
I didn't pick up on it at all.
I can spot the signs, but yeah, initially I was.
Well, I didn't pick up on it at first. I think he was asking some pretty serious questions at first, and then he just turned into a 15-year-old and said, whatever.
With the whole
at least
like the whole Iraq thing, I was like,
also
what?
He said, was the invasion of Iraq in 2001 justified? The invasion of Iraq happened in 2003.
The Twin Towers were good job, Alex.
That's a good point. Yeah, 9/11 happened in 01.
Well, Kevin was in second grade, so
I remember.
Oh, you were?
We got to go home early for school that day.
I was in like 6th grade.
I was a sophomore in high school.
Wow. Dude, I'll never forget that day. It was crazy because, okay, so fun little fact about me. When I was in middle school, I used to always like play hooky, right? So I would always just like be like, oh, I have a stomach ache. And they would send me home, right? Because I fucking hated school because it's so boring. And I remember I did my little stomach ache thing on 9/11, right? Without knowing it was 9/11, because my school, they didn't tell us. Like they kept it a secret. But all the teachers were like kind of acting weird. But I didn't even pick up on that. And so usually when my parents would pick me up, they would give me shit. They would be like, oh, you're sick again. Alex, come on. But that day they picked me up and they're like, yeah, it's probably for the better that you got sick today. I was like, really? Why? And my dad's like, look over there. And I lived in Jersey, so we could actually see it. I looked over. I'm like, oh, why is there smoke? He's like, terrorists bombing.
Terrorists. That's not funny.
I'm like, okay. So then my dad dropped me off at home. I'm like, hey, Dad, why are the cartoons not playing? Because like literally every fucking video station is just playing news. He's like, yeah, this is pretty serious. I'm like, are the Simpsons going to be back on or like what? Like this is fucking crap. This is before like Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah. You said you lived in Bergen, right? Bergen County. Yeah. So yeah, that's you can literally yeah, you can definitely.
I was in Oklahoma.
Oh,
you're from Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Did you Oklahoma City?
Yeah.
Do you know Putnam City North High School?
Yeah.
My dad went there.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's where Sam Bradford. Don't tell me you went there too.
Oh no, I didn't. No.
Guys,
I went to a high school called Kodo.
We're not Arab. Totally different parts of the world. We like drink vodka and like fucking sing Russian songs. We don't blow shit up. So, yeah, you kind of can't.
My dad. My dad's like he's a state champion track runner in your state, 1980 something. So
I was born in 85.
Right on. I have no idea when he went there, but yeah. I have roots in Oklahoma. I went hunting there pretty recently, so.
You hunting?
Alex Indian P texted me. He wants to know if you're walking regular tonight. I love these inside jokes. I think we all need to be able to like laugh at ourselves sometimes. Like people take themselves way too seriously. I think it's good if you can laugh at yourself.
Hey, I had fun tonight. I really did.
Me too,
Kevin. Really.
So do you think we made any headway? Ashley,
so.
you said you went from not liking Kevin to being neutral, right?
Neutral.
Okay.
All right. Sweet.
He even made me laugh a couple times. He all right.
Kevin,
I'm still gonna unsubscribe from his channel though after this.
That's okay.
Kevin,
I'll be waiting, just hoping for your subscription back. I know you will one day.
Kevin, has your opinion on Ashley changed at all?
I've always liked Ashley. I never said that I don't like her. I've maintained my same position. I thought that her hate of me was silly, and
it was silly that night. It was silly
Yeah.
that night.
I have no hate towards you. I never did.
Well, one thing I think you guys both have in common is that you both have some balls. For Kevin, it's literally and figuratively. For Ashley, it's just figuratively, or so we think.
Thank you.
But
Hey!
I've never seen you naked, so I can't verify that. But I'm 99.999% sure you're a woman. But
appreciate it.
Yeah. But yeah, so you know, it takes courage to debate people who you disagree with. Vast majority of people are not willing to do it, as we've seen. You know, a lot of you guys are always saying, "Oh, Alex, why don't you debate this person, that person?" Chances are, whoever you're requesting me to debate, I've already reached out to them multiple times, and they don't want to do it, right? Because most people don't have the courage. So anyone who's willing to has the courage to debate people has my respect, and that includes Scribe. Even though I think he's a dipshit, I respect him more than I respect Rollo, who's like not even willing to debate. And I think what's interesting is when you do debates, you usually realize you're not as far apart as you thought you were.
Yeah.
And you have more in common than you have difference. And this, I've seen this happen with me and you, Ashley.
You were my first debate ever. Like, seriously.
I took your debate virginity. But yeah, like I've seen this happen with a whole bunch of people who like came into the debate saying like, yo, I really don't like you. And by the end of the debate, you're like, yo, you're not that bad, right? So I think that's a cool thing. I think if more people, like if everyone was willing to debate people who they disagree with, we would realize that a lot of the conflict we have is actually purely imaginary and doesn't exist. So we would realize we're not nearly as far apart as we thought they are. But the problem is most people are cowards and not willing to debate. So anyone who's willing to debate has my respect.
I'm always down.
Yeah, that's what I appreciate about both of you. All right, cool. So guys, so you want to quickly, Ashley, you want to quickly shout out anything you're working on, or?
Yeah, my YouTube channel, Not Your Everyday Ashley. I mean, I've been working on it for a few months now. I've got, I think, like 32 videos made and uploaded already. And Sarah and I do it together, and we just discuss dating, relationships, and we oftentimes have just different guests on to interview.
Pillow parties late at night with foam and hot foam parties. Yeah, I got you. What about you, Kevin? Anything you want to shout out?
Yeah, I mean, I talked about this on an earlier, I think, stream, but like, partly being inspired by Kyla Erudite, but honestly, more specifically, Destiny. I saw a video of him of like how he wants to approach debates and stuff. And, you know, if this was me, let's say a year ago, I would just try to focus on just dunking on Ashley the entire time. And just, I think I'm just kind of over that stage of just trying to win points and shit. I know it's fun and entertaining, but so
we all
that's
know
how
I
I'm.
won your debate, Kevin. You don't have to make excuses for it now.
I know you crushed me. This is me. This is like what is it? After you lose a boxing match, and then you're just like, oh, you know, respect to the winner, but he deserves it. Yeah, that's my speech right now.
Okay.
But yeah, so I want to be more sort of like charitable in how I have discussions with people, right? Like kind of like with what Michelle was on a while ago, trying to like we were discussing there. I just want to try to be that way in my debates, and then
you're so noble.
And I think but I think like on a real level, like we made some headway with this, partly I think because of that, as opposed to if I took the approach that I did, especially when I was just dunking on Fresh and Fit fanboys like a year ago, then you know that's not as productive. I think it's productive in the sense of like entertainment, but in terms of actually like coming to some sort of agreement on the truth, it's not as effective. So
I agree. Actually,
my debates, so my debates from now on, I'm gonna just letting the audience know that, and I'm not going to be doing as many debates for at least a month or so because I'm going to be moving soon. I'm going to be very busy with that. But I'll definitely make sure. No, I'll still be posting a lot. I'm just going to be doing a lot of vlogging. So
that'll be cool.
Since you guys think this channel should be called Playing with Kevin, me and Kevin have decided to move in together. I decided to break up with my lovely girlfriend. Me and Kevin are going to be
please
slow.
We're running off to Thailand together.
Yeah, it's kind of is what it is. But we're gonna say no homo beforehand, so it won't be weird.
Exactly.
No, I mean, going back to what you were saying, I watched that video of with Destiny where he was explaining his debate style. It was a very insightful video, and I want to preface this by saying I have massive respect for Destiny. Like, I think he's an amazing human being, and I respect him a lot as a content creator. I don't know how I feel about that video. I mean, I see his logic, and I think it makes sense. Me personally, like I kind of use that kind of style, which is being like more soft and just more like trying like empathetic with people who I have some semblance of respect for. But if it's someone who I like have no like close to no respect for, like Scribe, I just cannot bring myself to like use that style. So I'm kind of 50-50 on what he was saying in that video.
Well, you already have a reputation of being, you know, people that debate you, even if you guys disagree, they still like you. Like I think with some people that I debate, it really just depends on the person because some of it's deserved. But a lot of times I'll debate somebody and they'll hate me afterwards because they think that I was like mean to them. And again, if there's some people that I don't feel bad about for that because I just don't think that they're good people. But there's other people where I think that it just didn't really make much sense because the entire point of a debate is to try to combine your ideas, compare them to try to get closer to the truth, right? And those are the best debates. So yeah, I just want to do more of that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And Alex, I just wanted to thank you so much though for this. Like I'm getting so much more experience with debating, and I feel really proud of myself tonight. Like I did.
Yeah, no worries. I love
Thank
propping
you.
up young and upcoming content creators.
I appreciate it. For real, you guys, Alex is awesome.
That's the one thing I really enjoy doing. And I wish there was more people. Like when I was coming up on YouTube, no one helped me and no one wanted to collab with me. And it was fucking annoying. And I fucking hate the cloud game. Like, oh, I can't collab with you because you don't have the cloud. I think it's fucking gay. I think it's lame. And I'll bring on people who have no cloud all the time. I don't give a shit. It's all
I have
about,
a 3-year plan, and you guys just wait.
Okay.
Right.
Did you see that movie? What's it called? This Adam Sandler movie with like the 5-year plan thing.
Yes.
It's what the fuck's it called? It's not Mr. Deeds. It's the other one.
He's
Big Daddy.
No.
It's the Big Daddy. It's like the old guy. He's like, oh, he's got a 5-year plan though.
Oh, that's not the movie I was thinking of. Then my bad.
Okay.
Anger management.
I was thinking of when he was that movie producer. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Okay, how do I get on this? Just hit up Alex or something, join his Patreon. I don't have a Patreon. It's very simple. Send me an email, playingwithfirechannel@gmail.com. I'm very open to debate requests. Been asking for months. Very simple. Send me an email. Say debate in the title, and we will get you on for a debate. Very, very simple.
Or just call you a creepy rapist on TikTok.
Or just make a video calling me out, and then I'll be like, yo, why don't you come on and debate me? Because
debate me, bro.
That's how I roll. People are saying, Alex, yesterday, best stream ever. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm glad you guys like that. Yeah, for sure.
Yesterday was awesome.
Entertaining as fuck.
It was entertaining. And I'm excited for part 2.
Yeah.
With that dude. Wait, Alex, you didn't bring on mine when he was small. Have to point that out. Okay, let's just very quickly address that. I didn't say no to Myron. I told him, let's do this. Let's postpone that. And there was reasons for that. One is he wanted to talk about fitness. Fitness is not related to my content. Just before he asked me that, I had already had on other fitness creators, and those like really people just didn't give a shit. When I talk about fitness, people just don't seem to care. So I was like, Myron, I think we should like hold off on that until you get your YouTube channel started, right? So I didn't say no to him. I just said, let's do it later. And that largely has to do with the kind of content that he wanted to come on and make. If Myron wanted to talk about pickup, like if he actually knew pickup or he wanted to debate me, then I would have totally been able to do down to have him on. So yeah, I know he's kind of like held a grudge about that for like the last 3 years, but yeah, that's kind of is what it is. All right, cool, guys. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Check out Ashley's channel. Check out Kevin's channel. Well, if you're on my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Appreciate y'all. We're going to do another speed dating soon. Yeah, we're going to do a Mr. Slave versus Andrew from the Crucible debate.
Oh, God.
So a lot of good shit ahead.
Yes.
Okay, y'all. Until next time.